Hello? I'm late. I was having a health related issue that I lost track of time dealing with. Anyways, I hope y'all are good. I have some news for you guys. I have some news. So it's very important, I know. So you know how like we've had, you know, the talk about the chocolate strawberries, you know, and how they would determine if I would like acquire self-love this year, because last year when I tried ordering some for me, they were like Lamau no, and someone stole them. So this year, right? This year, they said there was a strawberry shortage. And so I was unable to acquire chocolate strawberries for the second year in a row. Like, what the fuck? They were supposed to get here this week, and now I have to have them delivered in 2 weeks because I won't even be here next week. So, chat, this is not going to be my year of self-love, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on, you know, who you are and how you feel about me. And, yeah, I'm fucked. But, like, not actually, though, like, metaphorically. Because if I had some love, I would, you know. Never mind. Anyways, so we're cooked, chat. We're cooked. No fucking strawberries, man. What the fuck? It's crazy. Anyways, also Toto, thanks to Akasuba, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, thank you so much. And Ryan, thanks for super chat. I honestly thought you were late because somehow you got a maiden and went out on a date. No, I wish. And Kelly, thanks for super chat. Even though my birthday is March 15th, can you wish me happy birthday since you'll be dead by then? Happy birthday, Kelly. And Milk Tay, thanks for super chat. My chocolate covered strawberries were safely delivered. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. That's not funny. That's not fucking funny. That's not funny. See, I would buy cookies tonight too, but I guarantee they're gonna be out of them shits too. So it's like, I'm just gonna suffer alone, realistically. It's okay, it's fine. I'm okay, I'm fine. It's okay, it's fine. I'm okay, I'm fine. The last time I went to buy cookies on Valentine's Day, they were like, we only take orders today because it's booked due to Valentine's Day, and I wanted to kill myself. So, you know, but it's okay. Fine. 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 What the fuck? No, I might go across the street and buy like mochi ice cream. You are so fucking right, friend. Whoever said in chat, shout out to you. Anyways, it's okay. Also, excuse my poor choice of words. I should have just said jump off a cliff and not been specific. My fault. But yeah, no, I'm pissed. It's okay though. It's fine. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight, and you know, I love myself 1 2 3. Yeah, okay. Have you ever tried mochi donuts? Yeah, I just think they're like more greasy than normal donuts. I'm not really the biggest fan. Also, same thing, thanks so much for the donation. I didn't see it for some reason before I ended last stream. but I appreciate it. You said, thanks so much for the Run Kyo collab. I can't help but tear up knowing that I won't be able to see you on screen again. I will miss you two so much, but I will not believe it's Kilver. It's only started another stage of friendship. Yui, Yui, Yui. And Lost in Space for 5 months. Wish you all the best on your future journeys. Thank you for amazing content. You're honestly one of the entertainers I discovered. Thank you. And Lizzie, thanks for the 2 months. I won some chocolate strawberries in the lottery today and share them with my friends. Wow, good for you. Homeless, thanks for the 11 months. No self-love this year, and you'll excuse me, I'm gonna enjoy homemade chocolate strawberries. Happy Valentine's Day. Keep fucking with me, chat. Keep fucking with me. Keep fucking with me. I don't want these chocolate strawberries I just bought, bro. Just eat them. The fuck? The universe did come through though. How? Oh yeah, some of y'all wanted this. You guys are sick. You know that? You know that? You guys are sick. Don't want me to enjoy nothing. Dongo, thanks for super chat. Ever since I have been here, I've gotten multiple friends to kill me and have been more confident in my abilities. I hope you do well in your future creative endeavors. Supporting you all the way. Thank you. And the Thea Wang, thanks for super chat. Happy Valentine's Day, Kyo. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go buy mochi ice cream after this stream. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, guys, today we're gonna be rating your icks. Okay, so I was like literally half asleep all day today. So I grabbed like 100 icks that some of you guys submitted, like 110, something like that, and we're gonna show them. So here are the categories for the icks. I wrote these while the soon screen was going because that is how fucking unprepared I was, aside from getting the icks. And here is the categories. So the first one is I agree 100%. Okay, that means I think your ick is, I think it's an ick for me too, personally. You know, it's an ick for me too. Then there's reasonable, which means like it's pretty reasonable. I don't know if it would bother me, but like I can see how it can bother you. Then there's debatable, which means it kind of depends. I think there's a lot of criteria that would potentially change the outcome of said ick. Then there's nah, which just means no, I don't agree with it, you know. And then there's you're the ick, which is if you are the red flag. Okay, you're the problem. If you find little shit like this an issue, I think you're the issue. You know, you're the problem. Okay, you know, you're the ick. It's you. It's you, stupid. You're the problem. Okay, don't let anyone else lie to you. It's you. So we're gonna see. Super chat. My sis and I got chocolate milk and chocolate strawberries. We'll make them in your honor. Thanks, bro. Have a good one. Hypox, this is a donation. Hi, Kyo. I don't know what to say, so here, take my money. Good luck on your future endeavors. Yo, thank you. I appreciate it. Just like, so take my money, Lamau. Thank you. And Julie Liu, thanks so much for the donation. Happy Valentine's Day. Sorry about your chocolates. Maybe you should try oranges. I don't have a Valentine, so I gambled with my sister and her friend and got her friend to peel an orange for me and joked, "Are you asking me out?" That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay. So we're gonna look at all these icks. I got like 100 something. So let's start with the first one. Okay, the first one is doesn't know basic grammar. All right, I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm cooked. Okay, if this is that big of a deal, I'm cooked. It's over for me. We're fucked. Okay, we are so not back. Okay, my thing is like, what like this ick personally, like there's a lot of things that I need to be elaborated. Would you say I know basic grammar, chat? Like, be honest, not on some funny shit. Would you consider my speaking abilities having a basic grammar? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Then maybe it's not as specific as you think. If you have to speak like you're like some fucking, you know, English student, I'm fucked. So, okay, then I guess if this doesn't understand basic grammar, I don't really think that makes you like a better or worse person, but or like dating wise, but I don't really think it's like it for me. It's not like, I don't know. I don't think it would bother me as much as it bothers you. So I'll say reasonable. I don't know. There's a lot of criteria that can make it different. Like what if they're ESL or something? Like you know, it depends. You know. So I put in reasonable. You know, I put in reasonable. I can't date stupid. Sorry. True. All right, next one. Whenever they like avoid things that are good for your like personal hygiene and possibly good style. Also when they try to make unfunny jokes. Okay. Now, listen, here's the thing. All right. I hear what you wrote. I hear you, right? I hear you loud and clear what you typed. I understand. I feel you. However, the way you're typing this is so petty and aggressive. Like, I think you might be the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you are way too aggressive about this. Like, there is something about you that inherently is like, you know, ick worthy. So personally, I'm gonna put you, because I agree with what you're saying. I think, yeah, avoiding hygiene and stuff, yeah. And also unfunny jokes, I mean, humor is subjective, so I wouldn't really put that there. But if your humor doesn't match, I understand you don't want to date them, right? However, because of the way you type this, personally, I think you would give me the ick if you spoke like this in person. So I'm gonna put it in debatable, because what you typed makes sense, but the way you typed it, nah. The way you typed it, nah. The way you typed it is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The way you typed that shit is mad. Okay, no. What the fuck? Like, I could hear your pettiness coming through the screen, and I don't even know what happened. Like, who hurt you? Speaking of basic grammar, oh God, what's up, Ryan? How you doing? Yeah, I got links to the membership. Thank you. What the hell is an ick? It's like a pet peeve in dating, kind of. It's like something that will be like a turnoff, like an instant turnoff for you, and like it's kind of like a deal breaker for some people. All right, next one. Okay, my romantic / dating icks. Motherfucker got a list. Mouth breathing. Open mouth chewing. Okay, especially when they're next to my ear, I can hear very clearly. Okay, the amount of people that put chewing on this list, I had like, I swear, like 40 people that submitted chewing. I had to delete like 40 people off this bitch. But there were so many that don't like chewing with your mouth open. So if you chew with your mouth open, stupid, don't do that, because the majority does not fuck with that. Okay, I'm just telling you. 2, assuming they're entitled to my time before asking. Like, what if I had other plans or wanted or wanted wanted alone time? 3, narcissism. Are you always the one asking about their day? Hint, if they run out of things to say when they're not talking about themselves, that's a red flag. Okay, so I'm also gonna psychoanalyze you a little bit. I think you are a little bit entitled and narcissistic yourself, and here is why. All right, listen. First of all, mouth breathing is crazy. Okay, like, I realistically, if you know, if you look fine, most people that mouth breathe naturally, they don't breathe with their mouth like this. It's like you wouldn't even tell half the time. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. So you just hating for no reason. Okay, open mouth chewing, I agree with you 100%. All right, assuming entitlement before asking. Okay, my thing is, what do you mean by that? Because let's say I asked you out on a date, right? Let's say I ask you on a date. Okay, and I'm like, hey, are you free on this night to get dinner? We get dinner, and then like fucking an hour into the dinner, you're like, I have plans after this, so we need to wrap this up. I feel like that is an unreasonable thing for you to do. Like, so if it's like that, then fuck no, you're the one that's entitled, because you're essentially like cutting off someone else's time, you know, unless the date was going awfully bad. You know, I think you need to manage your time a bit better. So, all right. And 3, people that throw narcissism around like it's a buzzword are red flags to me for a few reasons. Okay, here's why. First of all, the percentage of people that are narcissists is significantly lower than everyone likes to make it seem. I don't know why everyone throws, if you don't, I swear to God, I see this all the time in dating. If someone doesn't like someone, or someone thought they were slightly selfish in a relationship, they're immediately like, They're such a narcissist. How is every one of your exes a narcissist? How? How are 9 out of 10 of your exes a narcissist? If you look at the statistics for how many people are narcissists, 9 out of 10, if you were to scale that up, the ratio doesn't match, dummy. The ratio does not match. Okay? Also, are you the one asking about their day? That's fine. Hint, if they run out of things to say when not talking about themselves, that's a red flag. I think on earlier dates, I don't think that's a red flag at all. I don't. Because realistically, if you think about it, it's way easier if you barely know someone to share stuff about yourself. Because you know yourself better than the person you're going on a first date with, right? You 100% know yourself better. So in order for them to learn about you, you have to talk about yourself. In order for you to learn about them, they have to talk about themselves. So I don't think talking about themselves and running out of stuff to say when not talking about themselves is bad, because that it's a first date. Like, the fuck? That's kind of how it works most of the time. People find it way easier to talk about themselves. It's just, if you ever like pay attention to conversations, a lot of times the way people will interject is they'll like tell funny stories or anecdotes based off of the topic that happened in their life. And that's how a lot of people engage in conversations. They're not even trying to make it about them. They're just trying to like relate to you in a way. And I think when people always take that as like, I don't know, like they're only talking about themselves, I feel like you have some like some sort of like ego problem, where if you're not the topic of the conversation, you're suddenly like feel inferior. Because realistically, if you were talking about X topic and someone else in the conversation told a story about X topic too, and suddenly you feel like you're like, why are they talking about themselves? Bitch, they're still on the same topic that you were on. The only reason you have a problem with it now is because they seemingly have the spotlight. So I find people that have that as a problem like very weird to me, right? I think there's levels to it. If they always make it about themselves, okay. But I think the most common way that people communicate in conversations is they share stories or things about themselves relating to the current topic you're talking about. I do think it is important to note, if they never ask you questions about anything you ever explain, never want to hear more about stuff you say, yeah, that's a red flag. But if on a first date they struggle to talk about stuff when they're not talking about themselves, maybe you should fill in that space by talking about yourself so that they can learn about you. Because the more they know about you, the more they can ask you questions about the stuff you've said. If you say nothing, you don't ask them about themselves much, or you do ask them about themselves and they keep answering, that's not their fault for continuously talking about themselves. So personally, something about this like rubs me the wrong way, because I feel like you're going into this with a very closed mind and a very much like you expect everyone to interact in settings exactly how you expect them to, without realizing that like you have some faults as well and you probably interact in these ways too. So I'm gonna be honest, you the ick. Okay, I don't know, something about that really bothered me. Like that list, I don't know what it was. It was all relatively reasonable if used in very specific context, but all listed together, no fucking way, bro. No fucking way. Your expectations of people are like in fucking space, and I guarantee you're like barely breaking the fucking atmosphere. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing? You know, like what the fuck are we doing? Okay, and mouth breather being your first one, bruh. I guarantee you know some mouth breathers and you would never fucking know. Okay, you would never fucking know. Ryan, thanks for super chat. Speaking of basic grammar, oh yeah, that one. And Momo Chu, thanks for super chat. At least you're here for our Valentine's Day. Yeah, I am. Anyways, next one. They play League. Low key, bro, I ain't gonna lie, this is debatable. I agree with you though. Listen, people who play League, like that shit is low key kind of a red flag. I ain't even gonna lie. Listen, as someone who plays League, yo, you not lying. You are not fucking lying, okay? I don't really think it's reasonable because there are some normal League players, okay? I would consider myself pretty normal. But the amount of like unhinged portions of society that you will interact with on League of Legends is crazy sometimes. So based on what the people I've interacted with through the game, I do think if you play League, it can be a red flag. I don't think it's a rule, but I think it can be something like of note. You know, like if there's something and there's a few other problems, like, yeah, maybe it's a red flag, you know, maybe. All right, next one. When they sag their pants, like no, like can you now feel the breeze? And when they are a where my hug at type of guy. Not the where my hug at. Where my hug at is crazy. I don't know what N-O-Y means, but I think they meant like not or now. Maybe not, because the T and the Y are next to each other. So I think when you sag your pants, I'm gonna be honest, I think that shit looks terrible. Okay, that is terrible. I agree. Where my hug at type of guy, I like get what you're saying. So I'm gonna be honest, I think this is reasonable too. Like, I don't, you know, I think sagging is crazy. The only reason I'm putting this in reasonable and not agree 100% is because the where my hug at type of guy thing is kind of more broad, and I'm not exactly sure what you mean. So that's why I'm like, because like a where my hug at type of guy is the guy that's like, I don't know, they kind of guilt girls into like interacting with them more. So that's kind of the preface, but I don't know if that's what you meant when you typed it. So I am putting it in reasonable and not agree 100% because there are some things that I'm not too sure about. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Plum, thanks for super chat. For old time's sake, please pretend I submitted a list of subtle traits, like only eats dry ass food, adds random syllables to people's names, or ditches your 24-month badge. Thanks. All right, Plum. I got you, bro. Wow, Plum. Wow, is this supposed to be me? What the fuck? Okay, I see you, bro. Anyways. Where my hug at type of guy is a guy who tried to feel their chest by the hug. No, that's not what it means. But where my hug at type of guy is a guy that like kind of guilts girls into interacting with them in like more friendly ways than they like were originally planning to. But saggy pants is crazy. I think that shit looks dumb as fuck. All right, next. If a dude called me shoddy or baby mama, I would simultaneously yeet myself off a bridge. Okay. First of all, in order for a dude to call you a baby mama, you need to be carrying his child or have his child as your child. So, you know, if a dude called you that off the off rip, you have to be pregnant. So I don't really know how the fuck that works. You know what I'm saying? But if he calls you that before you have his kid, I think he's like implying that he's trying to get you pregnant, which is crazy. Okay? That is crazy. I think shoddy is like, I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's cringe. If someone's like shorty, I think like if they refer to you as that when you're not around, I don't think it's that bad. But calling you it to your face, I don't know. I think shorty is not terrible, but it's like, it's not great either. Baby mama though is insane. Nah. Like, I don't really call people shorty, like, seriously. But sometimes if I'm telling a story to my friends, I'll be like, oh, I took shorty to whatever, you know? Because it's just like, it's easier. So I will put this in. I'll put this in reasonable. Because like I said, I think shorty is like not terrible, but I do see how it's kind of like, you know, shorty like a melody. But I don't really call people that to their face. I think that's weird. It's normally like if I'm like referring to them in third person to someone else. Okay, next one. Referring to themselves in third person and normalizing it. Okay. This, I need an example. Because like, I think sometimes people refer to themselves in third person sometimes. Like, I'll be like, wow, Kyo, you're so fucking stupid. Like, you know, like to emphasize a joke, right? Like as a joke. But if people do this all the time, like they're like a fucking anime character, that is crazy. Do people do that all the time? Yo, I'm sorry, Doppio. I think they mean all the time. Okay, if this means all the time, then yeah, I agree with you 100%. That would be weird as fuck to me personally. I'd be like, this is not like your fucking, you know, game/anime world, stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. What the fuck? No. This isn't even that weird. What do you mean? If you always refer to yourself in third person, that shit is weird as fuck to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Consistently, always, no. There's no way I could deal with let's say the girl I was dating was named like Anna, right? There's no way I could have her be like, so yeah, Anna was feeling a bit quirky today when like talking to me, instead of saying I was feeling a bit quirky today. Like, what the fuck do you mean Anna was feeling a bit? Are you not her? Are you not yourself suddenly? Like, what's happening? No, that would be weird as fuck if that happened all the time. No. I would like start to think there was like some root issues, you know, somewhere. Colorful Neko, thanks to super chat. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're able to tell it to someone that you care about, because love is in all forms. I miss you, but happy for your future creative endeavors. I loved you in distance. Sorry I can't give more for your awesomeness. Thank you so much. Don't ever feel bad for not being able to give much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. What if it is because they have issues? Well, I don't know what those issues are. And I think when you get into a relationship, if someone has a lot of issues that they need to deal with themselves, it's not like it should not automatically be thrown onto the other person. So if you don't want to date someone with a lot of problems, I think that is fair. To be completely honest with you. Not everyone is able to handle that. It's better that someone doesn't date someone with problems if they can't handle it than if they do and then they mistreat that person, therefore giving them more problems. Does Doppio always speak like that or sometimes? He just does it sometimes. But like, I think Doppio is like doing it more for a bit, you know? All right, next one. Not watching Kyo. Based. Agree 100%. Let's go. Okay, jokes aside, when people have to argue every single time, it's okay to argue about topics, but that's how you learn stuff, but not for every single mini piece. I fucking agree. Yo, I have this one, okay, he's not really a friend, but he's like a mutual friend of mine, right? Okay. And this motherfucker is the most argumentative little bitch I have ever met in my life. Oh my God, bro. Literally, like, if there is any time he can argue about something, he will. Like, it does not matter. It does not fucking matter. Like, he will argue about every little thing he can if he thinks he's right. And I'm like, sometimes, bro, it just doesn't fucking matter. Like, it does not matter. If I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, that candle I bought a week ago. And they're like, actually, you bought it 5 days ago. And I'm like, okay, I bought it 5 days ago then, bitch. Like, what? Like, if the arguing and the changing of the argument does not add or subtract from my statement at all, and it does not really fucking matter, why are you doing this? Why are you arguing the day I bought a candle? Like, if I'm telling someone I bought a candle 5 days ago versus 7 days ago, it doesn't really change much. It's 2 days, stupid. It's not like we're using the candle in a court case to prove like some timeline. I'm just fucking saying it like, like, you know, a week ago. Like, what? So people that do that, annoying as fuck. This dude that I'm also mutual friends with does this thing where he like gatekeeps restaurants he finds. It's so annoying. He'll like find a cool restaurant and he'll be like, I went to this really cool place and I had this. And I'm like, oh, what's the name? And he'll be like, I'm not telling you. And I'm like, whoa, okay, why? And he's like, I think you should discover it and experience it yourself. And if you weren't there, I don't think you deserve to know about it if you didn't discover it. Because that's part of the experience. And I was like, I literally said like, you're weird as fuck for that. And he kept trying to argue it. And I was like, bro, if you tell like 3 of your friends about a restaurant, it's not suddenly going to become super popular. And then you're not going to be able to fucking eat there without a line. That's not how it works, bro. You and telling your close friends is not going to spread it through word of mouth like that that much. That shit is fucking annoying. Bro, and he was trying to debate me on it. I literally looked at him. I was like, I disagree with you, and there is nothing you can say to change my mind. And the look on his face when I said that was like, because I don't think anyone's ever told that to him. I don't think anyone's been like, I disagree with you, and you are not going to change my mind. So like, stop talking. Pretty much is what I said, right? I was like, I disagree with you, and there's nothing you could say to change my mind. And he looked stunned. He was like, huh? Why do you hang out with him? Well, I'm not friends with him like myself. He is just a mutual friend, so he's just around, you know? When they have a nasty keyboard, like a whole ecosystem, and they switches greasy and something also sticky. Oh, ew. Yo, I agree with you, bro. Not the ecosystem in their switches. Okay, listen, bro. If you have an ecosystem in the your fucking computer keys and your switches, that is mad, bro. That is rancid as fuck. I agree with you. If I went to someone's house, okay, and I looked at their computer keyboard and like it was a little bit dirty, fine. But if that shit was like an ecosystem, shit would kind of turn me off. I'd be like, you are dirty. You know, I'd just be like, you are kind of dirty. Like, I don't know. I was like, this dirtiness, this lack of cleanliness will get somewhere else. Like, you are gonna be patient X for something. And I don't want to be patient 1. Okay, you can be patient 0. I don't want to be patient 1. So it's like, personally, I'm good. I'm gonna stay the fuck away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the whole periodic table in there. I swear, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my keyboard could use some cleaning. It's a bit dusty, but that's kind of it. There's not like, it's not like nasty where it's like sticky and all this shit. There's like clumps of like weird goo or anything. That'd have to be weird. Ew. All right, next. 6-in-1 body wash. Yo, this is some girl who dated some guy and was really mad about his hygiene. Okay. Was really mad about his hygiene. You were mad about his hygiene. You were mad. I feel like you experienced this. I like how quick to the point this was, though. I'll be honest with you. I agree. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. With body wash, like, listen, if the body wash is 6-in-1, it's body wash. What, do you have like multiple steps in body wash? Probably not, you know? So. But yeah, I agree to an extent. I think at least they're doing something, you know? I think they're at least doing something. I think it actually low-key works for some people. But I'm not into that either. But like, I don't know. Okay, listen, if they're clean and you can't tell, I don't really give a fuck if it's 6-in-1. I'm gonna be honest with you. If that's just 6-in-1 and it looks clean, it smells clean, who really cares? Who really cares? Right? But if the 6-in-1 is not doing it for them and they could do some more stuff, then yeah. So that's why I'm gonna put it in reasonable. Because like, I realistically think like it, in certain circumstances, like it's not that big of a deal. But in some circumstances, I'm like, yeah, you should stop, you know? And for those of y'all being like, why are you defending that? I'm not a 6-in-1 type of person, okay? But I'm just saying, like, for some people, they like don't really need like 8 steps because their genetics love them, you know? Some people, you know, some people's genetics just they hug them back, and some other people's genetics fight them every day, and it just kind of depends, you know? But like, I don't think 2-in-1 is like the worst fucking thing ever, you know? Like, some motherfuckers don't even like wash their hair really, like, for real. So, you know, 2-in-1 ain't even that bad. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't put it in earlier, but for my London girlies, roadmen are the biggest and fattest ick. They make me eat myself. Wait, what the fuck are roadmen? What the fuck are those? Peter Pablo, thanks for the super chat. Slowly learning to let people enjoy things while telling them my take. Like, ain't my thing. I ain't down for two to do like that, but hey, you do you. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. You know, that's my way of being like, what's a Roman? They're kind of like gang members. Oh, well, yeah. So like a thug, pretty much. Picking their skin and flicking it off their finger. All right, chat. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be real. If someone always did this, that is a bit nasty. Okay, that's a bit nasty. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a bit nasty. However, everyone in here has done this at least once in their life. You cannot lie to me and say you haven't. You've picked some shit off your skin and flicked it off your finger before. And if you saying you haven't, you are fucking lying to myself. You're lying to whatever higher power you believe in, God, Allah, Buddha. You're lying to your mom, your ancestors, the skin that you picked off, okay, those dead cells that you flicked off, all right? You're lying. You're fucking lying. Now, if they do it in front of people on a date, that is fucking weird. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. If I were to do this in front of someone, that's kind of nasty. So for this, I'm gonna put reasonable. Okay, I'll put reasonable. Doing this on a date or in a romantic setting is wild. However, like if y'all been in a relationship for fucking years and like they do it like once or twice, like if that still bothers you at that point, like let's say you 4 years in and the motherfucker picks something off their face like one time, once in a blue moon, and that like completely turns you off, I think like you need to lower your standards a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because like everyone does this. You've probably done it too. So I'll put it in reasonable for dating context. But otherwise, fuck, I don't really think it's that bad. Unless it's like a thing they do all the time, you know? Depends on like how often it is. You know what I'm saying? That's like you can't accept a guy farting once in a while. Exactly, bruh. Like you fart too, stupid, okay? You shit as well. You know, like we're all kind of gross. We're all humans, okay? You get blackheads and acne. I've gotten blackheads and acne. You got sebaceous filaments on your nose. I got sebaceous filaments on my nose. It's like we just need to learn to accept that we're all kind of gross. Okay? Nobody's skin looks like a fucking, Proactive ad. All right, you got some of y'all motherfuckers got some craters in your face too. Don't lie, stupid. All right, next one. My ick is when someone sees something funny on their phone, I ask about it, they answer, oh, nothing, and keep looking at their phone. I have never agreed to a statement more. How the fuck are you gonna laugh out loud in front of me at some meme on your fucking phone? Make a big ass scene, okay? I did not give a fuck about what you were looking at on your phone until you made it seem like it was interesting. And now that you made it seem interesting and I am interested, you're like, oh, it's nothing. So nothing would make you cackle like someone just told the funniest joke ever? Huh? Like, the fuck? The exception is you're not going to get it. I mean, if you know they're not going to get it, I'll at least say, I don't think you'll get it, but here, and show it to them. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah, I don't think you'll get it, but here. Or like, it's an inside joke, but here. Like, at least explain something, okay? If you said it's an inside joke, then I'd be okay. But you saying nothing and then scrolling is fucking crazy, bro. That is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's something private, you could be like, oh, it's a private thing between me and my friend, you wouldn't get it. Like a little bit of an explanation is fine. But it's like nothing. I'm like, bro, I hate you. Like that's some attention seeking shit in my mind. So, I'm gonna put this in agree 100%, okay? There are certain contexts where I do think, like maybe it's okay. But off the principle, fuck that shit. I don't like when anyone does that. Friends, family members, okay? Stop being nosy. Don't make your phone seem so interesting in front of somebody if you don't want them to ask about it. What? And the people that are like, "Ah, don't be nosy. Nosy ass for real, for real." I guarantee if someone laughed in front of you at their phone, you would ask about it too. Hypocritical ass. Okay, stupid. I guarantee on my days, you would ask too. So don't act like you wouldn't, trying to have some grandstanding. Okay, you 100% would ask. And if you're saying no, I think you're lying to me, yourself, your ancestors, your mother, you know, whatever higher power you believe in, God, Allah, Buddha, all that shit. You've 100% done it. You know? I respect it if you say no, but it's like, say no. Don't be like, oh, nothing. Men. And I am a gay man. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get you're trying to be funny, right? So for the humor, Lamau agree. However, let's look at this seriously, okay? You know those people that be hating on the other gender or their preferred? I know you're joking, but I'm gonna use you as an example for if you were being dead ass serious. You know those people that hate on the gender they're attracted to, like OD? Like they will like talk the most shit about like girls or guys, but still like want to actively date them. I think like you have some problem like not discerning between like traits and like an entire group of people. And I think there's something about that that does kind of bother me. Like anyone that generalizes an entire gender based off like 4 to 5 bad experiences they've had is fucking weird to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's weird. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I know you're joking, but it's like, I think it's fucking weird. And I think it like, you have this expectation of people that is unrealistic, or this skewed view of society on the basis of your bad experiences, and you're unable to move on from that. And I do think what ends up happening after a while is you kind of let this distorted view like cloud your judgment, and then you start creating problems with this gender you're attracted to on the basis of this fucking perception you created in your own mind. Like, how you gonna sleep with the enemy every day? Stupid. Like, you know, at that point, switch teams. Okay, switch teams. Why are you on the team? You switch teams if you hate them that much. My God, I hate all guys. Okay, so you want to date women? No. Okay, stupid. Though, what are we solving by this then? What the fuck are we solving by this? What the fuck are we solving by this? Not shit. So they're the picky eaters of the dating scene. Like, I agree, but I get it. Like, sometimes in sentiments you'll be like, yeah, man. But like, if you're always like that about everything, I'm kind of like, bro, you might be the problem. If you're always shifting everything on like one specific group as like the problem in every scenario, you're the problem. Like, you specifically are the issue. You know what I'm saying? I just think that behavior is a bit odd. On the skin picking, I have severe psoriasis, which makes me shed pretty frequent, and I do it alone probably too much, but on a date I try not to. Yo, low-key, one time my scalp was like fucking like, yo, you ever like, you ever get like a piece of fried chicken that's super breaded and you like kind of wipe your hands over it and like all these like flakes come off? One time I had such bad scalp psoriasis, I swear to God, if I were to like rub my hand through my scalp or on my forehead, like it literally felt like I was like shedding. So I feel you. Psoriasis sucks ass, but you're not included in this group. We're talking about like normal people, okay? You know, if you got a condition, it's different, you know? Psoriasis is so fucking annoying though. But yeah, hopefully you can get on like, they have like injectable treatments too for like psoriatic stuff that I've been on before that worked. You can also get laser treatments, which has helped me too. So yeah, TMI, bro, it's not TMI for me. If that grosses you out that much, you have not watched me enough, man. Okay, I was talking about shit for like 20 minutes this morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my shedding homies. Yeah, you know, shout out to my, you know, my Parmesan producers, you know, my psoriasis Parmesan producers. You know, listen, I've been there before, okay? Sucks ass. That shit hurts too. It's uncomfortable, you know. My reptilian relatives is crazy. Yeah, shout out to y'all, bro. But they have like topical foams you can get. They have like a lot of stuff you can try. So I would recommend, you have not seen I mean, you already know what psoriasis. You've probably seen a doctor, but yeah. Low-key, you're real. I hate to say men as a woman too much every day. Yeah, low-key, like, I just think it's like, it's this weird, like, blame shifty thing that everyone kind of does, you know? My next one. When they start talking about their ex unwarranted or they're too quick to introduce you to their friends. Okay. People that bring up their exes on first dates, like, a lot, I think, like, I'm kind of in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're hurt. You know? Like, something, like, you're hurt about this, and I don't know if this is a good idea for you to be dating someone else. Because if you already, unless the mother, if I ask you, you know, how have previous dates been? Then you say some shit, fine. But if you just out here talking about your ex all the time, I'm like, I feel like you're like trying to preemptively like warn me about your shitty behavior, you know? Or you're like telling me, hey, you're a rebound. By the way, you're a rebound. You know, you need to, something's not healed, okay? You need to like be by yourself for a while. You know what I'm saying? I think people that go from relationship to relationship to relationship and are unable to like have periods where they're single without like feeling like they're like a shell of a human being, I think that is an issue that you need to sort out, because that will lead to problems and it will just compound the next relationship you get into, and the issues will never get addressed. You know, like I've known some people growing up that literally, I swear to God, they were never single, and they have so many problems in relationships because they don't know how to be by themselves. So they put up with such bad shit in these relationships. And I think the part of the reason is because they don't know how to be alone. So I think it's a cycle. So if someone is like that, it's a bit weird to me. I agree. However, introducing you to their friends too early is like, I don't really see how that's bad. Like, let's say, you know, I went out on a date with you like twice, right? And then the next day, like my friends and all of us are going to some like concert, and there's an extra ticket, and I invite you too. And I let you know, hey, all my friends are going to this concert. I have an extra ticket. You want to come? That's weird. I don't think that's weird. I think it can be overwhelming. You can be like, oh yeah, I'm not comfortable, you know, meeting all your friends yet. That's fine. But that being a red flag is kind of weird to me. Like, I think sometimes it just works out that way, you know? So I don't think it's that bad. But I do agree with the ex unwarranted. The friends thing, if you just left the ex thing, I would put it in agree 100%. But because you put it in, you added the friends, you added the like introducing friends too quickly, I'm gonna put it in like reasonable. Because like that kind of makes it worse. Like I feel like there's some things up for debate, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, psoriasis sucks. Gone through every treatment under the sun, but now injectables and topicals give some relief. But yeah, I feel that. Yeah, no, injectables are pretty fire, but it's like, yo, topicals are annoying to keep up with. I ain't gonna lie. I hate it when I had to put that foam shit in my hair every day, and then it felt like my scalp was getting fried. Oh my God. It's awful. Also, I think if you meet, listen, this is also like an odd take, but I think this is like a very good way of seeing how people are. If you see them interacting with their friends very early on, you can kind of gauge what type of person they are like really easily. Because around their friends, they're not gonna like self-filter, right? They're not gonna self-censor. They're gonna be themselves. So you can get a really good idea of who the person really fucking is if you see them around their friends. Because I know there's some like people that really are like, I hate how he acts so different around his friends and da-da-da, and I don't like how he is when he's around his friends. Well, that's how he actually is, stupid. He's just lying to you, basically. So that's why I think it's actually kind of good intel to be around their friends early. I'm so serious. Like you should take advantage of that. Me personally, I'm hopping on that any day of the week. Okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll meet your friends, because you can see what type of person they are, especially based on what company they keep. Although, listen, the problem is with like, okay, I don't know if girls do this. Guys, yo, if I were to bring a girl around the homies, they would do everything in their power to embarrass the fuck out of me. I don't know if girls do this, but guys like to do this thing where it's like they be fucking their friend over for the pure joy of it. So I'm just saying, if you're a girl meeting the dude's friends and they've been trying to make him look bad as shit, they are just trying to meme on him, okay? I'm not gonna lie, like low-key, take that with a grain of salt, because some of these friends are they are federal as fuck. They are the ops when you bring a new girl around. I don't know what the fuck it is. They just suddenly are like, yo, let's embarrass this motherfucker. And I'm like, why? So dudes are like, yo, let's throw our homeboy under the bus and see if she can take it for our amusement. And girls are like, okay, we're gonna judge him for you, bestie. I got you. I'm gonna take notes, and if I don't like how he is, I'll tell you later. Dudes are like, yeah, no, so we're gonna make our homeboy look like, you know, as bad as shit, and if you stick around, we'll know you're a real one. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, you know, guys don't bring girls around their friends as early on, because their friends just be trying to fuck it up. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. It's like the homie test. It's crazy. Now, I feel like some dudes try not to be L-mans. You know, they'll fuck with you, but like, dudes are just more inherently that way. You know? Yeah, like you'll get exposed in front of your girl if you bring her around your friends as a dude. As a girl, if you bring a guy around your friends will like interrogate him for you. It's crazy different. It's like a 180. You know, as a girl, you learn a lot about the dude, and as a dude meeting the girl's friends, the girl learns a lot about you. So the dude in both situations just loses. Okay, you're getting exposed either way. All right, and the girl is like some protected class in this arrangement. It's crazy. Next one. Hi, Kyo and Kyomis. While I don't have a lot of icks, my number one ick is I hate seeing people sagging. I don't really understand why people sag. Like, your booty cheeks are showing. It's not fashion to me. It's just weird. I don't want to see it. Okay, cover up, bro. All right, I agree with you 100%. Sagging is goofy. Sagging is goofy. I didn't know I put 2 about sagging here. I'm not gonna lie. I was tired of shit reading these. Yeah, I agree. Sagging is weird. Yep. True. True. Nobody needs to see your fucking tidy whities, okay? It doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look dumb. All right, my biggest ick has to be whenever I'm on a date, they could be doing everything perfectly fine, but the moment they don't walk me to my car / house, it's an automatic no, especially if it's during the nighttime. Okay. I agree with this like 90% of the time, but I'm going to pose a question for you. All right. If the dude or whoever took you out on the date is driving you, they pull up to your house, right? And it's, I swear to God, like 5 steps to your front door, and they don't get out of the car. Is that bad? Because I low-key feel like at that point, they're still watching you. So realistically, you're not unsafe. You're fine. You got out of the car and took 5 steps by yourself. I don't think that's bad. Right? I think, however, yeah, if you're like walking somewhere and they drive off immediately, fucking weird. Agree. As long as they don't drive away, that's weird, right? And if they don't walk into your car at night, I think that's weird too. I agree with you. But if you need them to get out of the car to like walk up to the front door and then like watch you open the front door awkwardly while you like walk in and then close the door, I think your standards are a bit like, you know, it's a bit much. If they wait for you to get into your house safely, I think that's enough, at least in my opinion, personally, right? So I'll put this in debatable. No, I'll put it in reasonable. Fuck, reasonable. Because I think like the house example, I think is like very, I don't think you factor that in. So I'll put it in reasonable for the most part. Because it is kind of a safety thing for girls. Like if you're going out with a dude and they're very willing to just like leave you alone at night in some random location, it's very fucking odd, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. I mean, if they want a hug or a kiss, it's fine. I mean, yeah, that's different though, you know? All right, next. My ick is when people walk too slow when they're in front of you. It's just me, but like, why are you walking like a literal grandma? Nah, I agree with you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, personally, ooh. Okay, some people, it's like, where did you learn to walk? You know, like where? Because like, I swear to God, like, I didn't know, you know, we rolled out of a fucking like retirement home, okay? Like, my arthritic ass is walking faster than you. Like, where did you learn to walk? It's like you're not even trying to walk. It's like walking is a task for you. Like, you know, like, I agree. I agree. I fucking agree. Okay, some people are too fucking slow. Some of y'all are too slow. Okay? You need to put some pep in your step. All right, stop walking like you got a busted ass knee. Walking a whole side quest. I swear. Like, that's kind of a toxic ick, but I like low-key agree with you. So I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. I wouldn't know. I've never been on a date. Well, you should. That's tough. I don't know, man. You know what? It's okay. I feel you. Just download Hinge or something. I don't know. I have no advice. I'm literally, if you're like, how do I get a date? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I just stumble into these situations, you know? I believe in you someday. I'm Kelvin. You said 9 months. I can't stand that. Like, you don't have somewhere to be. That's what I'm saying, bro. What if I do have a busted knee? Well, then that's a different story, Mr. I like pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles? Okay, like, yeah, that's a different story. I'm talking about if you are a fully able-bodied, normal individual and you are walking like a fucking grandmother who needs a walker, there's a problem. My hunchback grandma with a walker walks faster than you. It's a problem. You know? That's what I'm saying. Next one. My ick is when people walk too... Wait, oh, did I have this twice? Oh, my fault. I was tired. My next one. Immature / petty people. Based, okay? I think people that are petty as a joke, haha, funny. People that are like maliciously, seriously petty instead of communicating that something hurt them are the worst people to surround yourself with. I don't want to solve a fucking physics equation to figure out why you're being a fucking asshat right now. I don't want to do that, okay? I don't feel like it's my responsibility to like crack some code to figure out why you're mad. Like, you're mad? Why do you think I'm mad? I don't know, bitch. Maybe tell me. You know how much easier it would be if you just said it? You know, like how quickly we could move past the issue if you just said what the problem was instead of being like, I don't know. You should know what the problem is. Well, clearly I fucking don't. So feel free to inform me if you want the problem to be solved. Because if you don't want the problem to be solved, I'm gonna just act like you're being petty for no fucking reason. I'm gonna act like you're the one bugging. I might have done something crazy, but since you're not telling me, I have no idea. I'm not a mind reader. Yeah, if I fucking cheated on you and then you're like acting rude to me, okay, it makes sense, you know? Like, I'm not, you know, it doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. But sometimes people get petty over the most random stuff, and I'm like, for what? For what? So fuck that. Only learning that life is like after high school, bruh. Life after high school is, it's better and worse. When they start a topic and you reply to continue the conversation, only for them to not acknowledge the reply and move on to another topic. Okay, does this happen in person? I feel like this is a very much a text conversation problem. I feel like in person, this doesn't really happen. But on text, I see this all the time. I think the reason it happens on text is because sometimes people will ask you a question because they're too lazy to carry the conversation, wait for you to give an answer that they can elaborate on, and if you don't give a colorful enough answer for them to elaborate on, they will just move on to something else. So it's more than like one party doesn't really want to give in the effort to you know, converse. right? At least when I see it over text in like dating context. Now in person, I have no fucking idea what could cause this, okay? I guess sometimes people like really want to like respond to themselves or want to feel like you're listening, but don't really give a fuck about your input. I don't know. Anyways, in person, I'm gonna put this as I'll put this as debatable. I kind of agree. This is it's a bit weird behavior, you know? Like I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like I think it depends on contextually. You know? Because I feel like if you have ADHD and this happens, like you actually, it's not like you're intentionally doing it, but there are some people that really just intentionally do this shit because they want to hear themselves talk. And I think that shit is goofy as fuck. Or they just don't want to have any effort in the conversation. And I think that's also goofy. Like, why are you talking to me if you don't want to talk to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they make fun of your laugh expression and how you say something by repeating it in an exaggerated way. Okay. Let me cook. I don't think this is that bad. Depending on how you do it. Okay. Depends on how you do it. Now listen to me. Listen. I know off rip me defending this sounds crazy. Okay. But I do this. I know I do this. I do it for content because I think it's funny. But in person, I think this can happen in like a cute, flirty way and it will be fine. If you overdo it, it's no longer funny. You know? But you can play this off in a bantery, flirty way and have it work. You just have to be good at doing it, okay? And the problem is, most people suck ass at doing this. I realize a lot of people, when it comes to like bantery humor, they don't know how to do it without actually seriously offending the other person. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, it seems like you offend people when you do it. Everyone I ever banter with on stream, we are really cool off stream. I will not banter with them heavily if we're not, right? So there's always like the given context, okay? Right? There's always a given context of it being a joke. Now, so I feel like this depends on boundaries. It depends on how you're able to play it off. It depends on the way you go about it. It depends on what you mock. Because I feel like sometimes when people will do it and the other person will laugh and be like, haha, shut up, you know? It'll be okay in certain circumstances. I think it can be like kind of a cute, like, you know, like back and forth kind of thing. However, if you do it and you see the person is not a fan of it, don't do it again. You know, I also think it depends on how close you are. So like, I'm gonna put this in debatable. Put in debatable. But if they're like seriously mocking you, then yeah, that's a bit weird. But I think like, if you're friends and it's something y'all kind of like have that rapport already, it's not bad. You know? So that's why I think it depends. When they stank like caca. I love how simple this one is. I agree with you, okay? If you smell like durra, you smell like some dookie, you smell like a shit I dropped in the toilet, okay? It's not, you know, that's not a pleasant thing. You know, take a shower, stupid. Put on some deodorant, some cologne, some perfume, something, anything, okay? Stand in Victoria's Secret for like 5 minutes and then you'll smell better. Like, you know, anything, bro. Okay? Go into Abercrombie and Fitch and you'll fucking smell better after 5 minutes. Go, you know, anywhere, bro. All right? Them motherfuckers, they be fumigating their stores, okay? So you don't even really need to do much to get a smell out of there. But I'm just saying, like, try anything, okay? If 13-in-1 is not doing it for you, maybe you need to try, you know, 2 separate products. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I agree with you, bro. When they want/urge to have access of all my social media accounts. Okay, what do you mean by this? Like follow you on social media or like log into your social media? Logging into your social media, weird. Weird. I think it's weird. The only time I would say this is acceptable is if you already cheated on the motherfucker, okay? If you already cheated on the motherfucker and they acting insecure, I wonder why, stupid. I wonder why, stupid. But most of the time, I agree. Most of the time, I agree. This is kind of weird. It's a bit much. If you're that insecure, I don't think you should be with the person, you know? Next one. But if you're married, like, I'm gonna be honest. If you married and, like, you have a problem with your fucking husband or wife having access to your social media, I think you're hiding something. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, if y'all married and you still think you need your privacy from shit like that, there is something going on. I'm sorry, okay? There is something going on. Oh, I didn't mean to put this in wait, no, I didn't mean to put this in nah. I agree with this. My fault. It's reasonable. No, I agree with this for the most part. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it in nah. I got the tier list backwards. But your social media is your privacy. Bro, when you're married to someone, not really, stupid. I'm gonna be honest. If you married and you still hiding shit, I think your relationship is doomed to fail in you know, a certain context, right? I'll be honest. If you intentionally hiding stuff, yeah. And also, if it's like your wife or husband and you're having a personal conversation with your friends that doesn't know them, like realistically they wouldn't care to look at it for the most part. Like if you're married and you're trying to hide shit, I think, or you need like personal privacy, even though your finances are already merged and you're already living in a fucking house together, what the fuck else are you hiding? Like your private lives are intertwined at that point. So, be honest with you. You're a red flag if you're scared of that. My friends and give them to consent to read our convos though. Okay, but realistically, like your wife or husband should not care about the convos is what I'm saying. You know? Depends on what kind of marriage. What do you mean, what kind of marriage? What are you talking about? I'm just saying, if you think when you're married, you're going to have a really separate personal life and you're going to be able to keep a lot of stuff to yourself, you're in fantasy land. Okay. It's not going to happen. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. Normally the person you're married to, it takes precedent over most of your friends in like most situations. So I'm just saying, not all marriages have finances merged. I'm saying in a traditional one, okay? Not in some like we're into some polygamy situation and we're married, or I'm Jada and Will Smith and we're married, okay? Not that type of marriage. I mean like a normal one. If you want to keep secrets from your partner, don't get fucking married. It's not gonna work. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a fucking stack, okay? You're in fantasy land. What life partner keeps stuff from their life partner? Stupid. Anyways, not limited to a romantic ick, but I personally don't like when people constantly try to make a conversation about themselves. Like all you would be talking about of all things and something they want to divert the convo out of left field with their own random story or experience. Like, hey, yo, I didn't ask. Okay. This can be taken one of two ways. You're insecure and you want to have control over every conversation, and the second someone else is the center of the conversation, you get upset. Or two, the person is actually always inserting themselves into things in rude ways. Two, it could be either, based on the way this is written. Because I'm going to be honest, like I said, the way most people add to conversations is by sharing their own stories or experiences based on stuff they've been through. So that is the way you do it. That is the way other people do it. So if you always have a problem with that, I think the problem is you're insecure when you're not the center of attention. I'm gonna be honest, okay? Now, if the other person is just rude as fuck and inserting themselves into random shit, then I think they're rude as fuck. So I'm gonna put this in debatable because it depends. I need more information, okay? But off basis, I don't really agree with you fully because like I said, that is how most people share with other people. When they don't take my sexuality serious, I'm buying. They make jokes about how hot it would be for them to watch me do it with another girl. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. That's fucking weird, bro. That's fucking weird. I ain't gonna lie. That is fucking weird. That's an ick for me too, bro. Shit. That shit is some goofy ass shit. What the fuck? Word. Okay, next one. Oh my God. You got an essay? Yo, every time I have an essay, I'm automatically thinking they're the red flag. So I'm gonna try it a little bit. People that are simply too clingy. I found about this most recently, Lamau, or continuing to do a lot of PDA very often when I already expressed my discomfort and asked the person to ask me first before doing it with me. Complaining about me not texting back really quickly within like 2 to 3 hours when I'm busy and have explicitly told them. Okay, well, if you told them you're busy and they're still bitching, word. Okay, word. PDA after you said you don't like it, word. I think that you're pretty reasonable, you know? I think you're pretty reasonable. Okay, because 2 hours, if you're like, hey, I'm at work, and they're like, why didn't you text me back? Your lunch break started 3 minutes ago. I'm like, okay, Shelly. I didn't know you were my fucking life manager. I didn't know you were my Google Calendar. You know? When he's named Kyo Kaneko. True! Oh, that is the biggest red flag I've ever seen, bro. Imagine being named Kyo Kaneko, bro. What the fuck is wrong? Yo, that motherfucker gotta be a red flag, bro. Walking red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. That shit is crazy, bro. There's a reason they're single and they couldn't get their chocolate strawberries. I'm just saying. It's not neurodivergent. People try to empathize with people too. I mean, yeah, I think most people try to empathize by sharing stuff about themselves. And people that don't know that about conversation, I'm like, well, shit. Figure it the fuck out, you know? All right, next one. People who talk with food in their mouth, chew loudly, and don't cover their coughs or sneezes. I cannot deal with chewing sounds. Okay, I think this is like, once again, this is reasonable too. This is, well, okay, I'm gonna be honest, like, chewing loudly is one of those things that's subjective, right? So I think I'll put it in reasonable, since I don't really know like how, but because if you might get OD bothered if someone is chewing quietly. Okay, you might be so sensitive to chewing that if I'm chewing with my mouth closed and fully not saying anything, that pisses you off. I think that's a you problem. Okay, right? But everything else, I agree with you. So because I think some people are just like overly sensitive about fucking chewing. I'm gonna be honest. You're like, I hate the sound of chewing. Like sometimes you're gonna hear it, you know? Sometimes you're gonna hear it. It's gonna happen. All right, no one chews silently. Okay, when you're obviously upset, when they're obviously upset, say they're fine, but then send a gif with a fake smile, anime boy plus sad in the link, and some edlords type of shit. My friend, my amigo, you need to stop dating people on Discord. You need to stop finding your boo things on Discord, okay? That's your problem. All right, you need to stop hitting up. You need to stop finding your boo things on Discord, okay? That sounds like you're partially at fault too. I'm gonna be honest, like you need to stop trying to find your people on Discord because it's not gonna work out, man. All right, that is crazy, okay? Discord servers are not the vibe for a lot of, you know, stable individuals, okay? I'm just saying, all right, that's you. So I agree this is weird, but I think like the place you're choosing to date people is also probably contributing to one of the factors of why this is an issue. Pretending to know a lot about something when they don't, after you mention you like/are interested in it. Okay, I think this is weird too. I think people that aren't able to be like, oh yeah, I don't know about that, tell me more, are like, have some like weird insecurity and like, you know, being not knowledgeable about shit. And I think that will manifest other problems later. So I agree with you 100%. You know, if anything, to these people, instead of pretending like you don't know, you can ask about it. Because the thing is, listen, pro tip on dates, people love talking about themselves. Okay, you can act like, you can think you're the most humble motherfucker in the world, but talking about yourself is the easiest thing you can do. So if someone is giving you the space to talk about yourself by asking questions about you, it is very relieving, because you don't have to think about what to ask them and you can just talk. So much easier. So when someone does this, this gives you ample time to make them comfortable by asking about their interests. And also, double whammy, you can learn something about them. Wow. Who would have guessed? You know? It's like the meme, he thinking about other girls. Yeah, bro. Like, I think this is the easiest conversation starter ever, bro. I think like if you don't take this opportunity, you're a little dumb. Zai, thanks for the membership. Take care of yourself, and I hope you're always happy. Thank you, bro. And unsurprisingly, sleep deprived. Thanks for super chat. When he has a growth spurt, but not where you wanted. Not JK, not an ick. Have a good week, dude. Not where you wanted is not where you wanted is crazy, bro. Not where you wanted is mad. I was with you until you yo. Not where you wanted is crazy, bro. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Not where you wanted. Not where you wanted is crazy. Not where you wanted is crazy, bro. That is kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of crazy. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to disagree with you based on how much you typed, but maybe I'll be wrong. My egg is when someone says they trust their partner, but they get upset when they go out with friends or go to a party because they don't trust others not to flirt with their partner. Like, no, stupid. You just don't trust your partner or refuse to, or to say no or refuse advances point blank. Also, when they make their partner their entire life or personality to the point where they're so dependent on them in their day-to-day, not so much an egg, just not healthy from them for the relationship in the long term. Okay, I agree that the thing with this is like, yeah, you don't trust your partner if that is a problem. However, I also do kind of think like there is something inherently weird if your partner always wants to go to spaces where they are aware they're going to get hit on. So I think there's two sides of the same coin. Like, for example, I feel like most girls when they go out are like kind of aware that they will probably get hit on if they're pretty and they're at like a big social event. So if they're always looking for going to big social events, I do think there is inherently something where it's like, maybe you like getting hit on. That's a bit weird. I don't think that's a healthy thing. So I think always going clubbing with the girls when you're in a relationship, there is something about that where like you like the attention from other people. Okay? Right? I also think though, if you will never let your partner go out and hang out with friends, then you are also controlling. So I think it's two things can exist at the same time. Okay. But if you're fucking like, you know, significant other is like out partying every fucking weekend all the time, I'm kind of like, But if you also will never let them go clubbing, because I feel like if you're dating someone, realistically, they should be going clubbing with you some of the times too. It's not always that I'm going by myself, you know? And most of the time when people are dating, they're very willing to go to the club and hang out with their significant other at the club as well. And normally when you're in a healthy relationship, you can bring them around your friends and it doesn't ruin the vibes for the most part. So I think it depends. You know, it really depends. I see both sides of the argument. What are the partners an introvert? Well, then, yeah, that's something that like they're going to discuss in their relationship. Realistically, girls get hit on everywhere. We have to have fun still. Well, you can choose a location where you get hit on less frequently. Okay. Like, I think if you were dating a dude and he went to the club out with his boys every weekend, you would not like that too. Especially if you weren't going out to the club with your girlfriends every weekend, but he was going out with his boys every weekend, you would not like that either. I guarantee it. So I think it both can exist at the same time. Okay. Yeah, that's too much. Exactly. But like when I say it about girls, you're like, oh, well, you can just go to have fun. Yeah, well, stupid guys can have the same argument and you'll still be upset about it. So I think realistically, both sides are guilty of feeling controlling in this scenario and feeling like they're being controlled or engaging disingenuously by going to a spot where they know they're going to get attention. So I think it depends. I think both can happen at the same time. I think there needs to be a balance of you going by yourself, you going with your partner. But if you're always hanging out in the nightlife by yourself without your partner, I think that's a red flag because I think you need the attention personally. And if your partner is never letting you go out with your friends, I think it's a red flag and they're insecure and is controlling. So I think this is very debatable. Like, I really think it depends. You know? I don't know, it seems like a trust issue. I think two things can be true at once. It can be a trust issue. It can also be a like your partner likes attention from outside sources and doesn't want to admit it issue. Two things can exist at once, bro. So I think it depends on the confines of your relationship and how you talk about it. Because I've seen both sides. When they ghost you and on and off without an explanation. Oh yeah, that's fucking weird. Low-key, if people do that, you should just cut them off, bro. Most of the time when people ghost you and then come back and ghost you and come back, it's like they're keeping you around to be like a convenient option, but they don't actually like you enough to be like their first option. So it's kind of like I'm gonna keep you interested. So if I can't find anyone else, I'll mess around with you. You know, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. That is fucking weird. That's some trash behavior. An instant turn off is when we're finally getting comfortable around and they somehow accidentally address me by their ex's name. I know it's petty, but damn, you could have just called me a tater tot teaser or whatever else. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I think some people get too up in arms about this shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck, okay? Sometimes you were in a relationship for 5 years and you're dating someone new for 3 months. So accidentally saying an ex's name, I don't think is impossible, even with the best intentions. Shit happens. Sometimes my mom will call me my fucking dog's name, okay? Like that shit happens in families. Sometimes my mom will call me by my sister's name. It does not fucking matter. Sometimes my friends will call me by my other friend's name. Shit just happens, okay? Like people, you know, they slip up. If someone was a part of your life for years, it's kind of hard to just suddenly stop talking about it. So I think the people that get really upset about this have some insecurities in themselves, right? I also feel like if this is a consistent issue, then maybe the person isn't over their ex. So I think two things can exist at once. But I think if that is like a deal breaker for you, and you know they were in a relationship for like 5 years before this, I think you are fucking insecure. Like that is crazy. And I think the whole fruity and slip argument is some bullshit too, okay? Sometimes your brain just like forgets. Ain't no fruity and slip. Ain't no like I'm wishing I was with my ex. Sometimes you dead ass just say the wrong name because you've said it for so long. It's almost like a habit. So I think this is debatable too. Like I think people get too offended by this. I'm not gonna lie. I think people get too offended by this, and also like they lack some sense of understanding too. But I do think like sometimes it is indicative of like some behavior or feelings. If it's like a constant problem, then I do think they're not over their ex. So I think it depends. Okay, like sometimes fucking people will call their teacher's mom. Okay, like shit just happens. May Wild Talent, thanks for super chat. No parasocial, but happy Valentine's Day, Kyo. I just wanted to know, let you the best of luck. I pray for your great opportunities ahead of you. Get them strawberries. P.S. Te amo, stupid printer. Well, thank you so much, bro. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, I just think sometimes people get like too harped up on like, you said your ex's name one time. I'm like, bro, I dated her for 5 years. Like, are you okay? Like, you haven't called someone by the wrong name before? Like, come on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right. For me, if one is uber controlling or insecure, that's an ick. I just feel like that's pretty reasonable, yeah. I don't even feel like that's an ick. I just feel like that's like a good standard to have. You know? If they don't wash their hands. Okay, yeah, that's kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Listen. All right. If you like... I think there are some times where if you don't wash your hands is understandable. But I think if this is like a recurring thing that is very common, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know? But in certain circumstances, I'm like, okay, fine. You ain't touch nothing. But in other contexts, I'm like, what the fuck you mean you didn't wash your hands? You know? So yeah, I agree with that though most of the time. That's how you get an ecosystem up in your switches. Like, for example, if you were to eat food with a fork and a knife and not touch the food and not wash your hands after eating, I really don't give a fuck, okay? Your hands are not fucking dirty, all right? You touched the clean ass part of the silverware, right? Some people would be like, ah, you know, wash your hands after dinner. I'm like, bro, they didn't touch any food. What, you know? But then there are some people where it's like they be taking full-on shits and not washing their hands, and I'm like, bruh. That is rancid. That is rancid. That is rancid. Doo-doo hands. I fell asleep listening and I had a dream you stopped midway to jump scare us with your new cover, and then I stopped there. Nearly leapt awake. What's up, Julie? How are you? What's up? What's up? People do that, bro. People do a lot of stuff. People do a lot of stuff. All right, next one. When they call you babe or baby. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this is very common. So I'm gonna put you in the nah category, okay? Like, that might be a you thing and you can communicate that. But if that is an overall ick, like, you're gonna struggle a bit, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. You gonna struggle a bit, okay? You gonna struggle a bit. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of like the most two common ones. So you can have a conversation. But this being an outright rule is crazy. You know, it's one of the most textbook classic terms of endearment, okay? So if it bothers you, yikes. You know, you gonna have to sort through that and kind of deal with it yourself, all right? All right, next one. My major ick would be if they lack self-awareness, like if they do something that makes me visibly uncomfortable and just ignore it multiple times. Okay, I agree. I'm gonna put this in reasonable, not agree 100%, because here's the thing. Sometimes you think you're obvious about expressing your discomfort, but you're really not. Okay, some people are like, they're not good at giving off body language that shows they're uncomfortable. So I do think regardless of if you give them the hint, I think you should still communicate it properly with words in clear English if something makes you uncomfortable. Otherwise, if you expect the person to always catch the vibes, I think you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. Okay? Like, some of y'all are cryptic as fuck and you think you're the most like fucking obvious people on planet Earth, but you not, okay? Some people some people are just oblivious at picking up hints. So I think realistically, you should fucking communicate regardless, you know? Use your words. You got a mouth for a reason, stupid. The narrative that when a person shares this movie or like something, book or movie to you, and they're sharing a part of themselves, so you gotta like it, otherwise you a red flag. Like, I cannot like the song slash book slash movie or whatever the person trying to associate themselves with, but that doesn't mean I like them less as an existence of their own. People need to get off Pinterest for real. Okay, the get off Pinterest line, I don't know where that came from. That is crazy. Okay, but I agree, bro. Some people, like, they attach themselves to a piece of media so much that if you're like, yeah, I don't really like this thing personally, but like, you do you, but they get upset, I'm like, bro, it's like a movie, man. It's a movie. It's a movie. Like, come on, stupid. It's a movie. I don't like the movie you like. So what? Move on. You know, like, yeah, I agree. That is kind of weird. People need to get off Pinterest. Yo, who hurt you from Pinterest, man? Were you dating a girl from Pinterest? You know, I feel like that, you know, I feel like this is more like a Tumblr thing, low key. Pinterest is crazy. When they eat food that's too hot, so they like sort of pant and chew on it weird, even though they could have waited for it to cool down. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, if I was a girl and I was on a date with a guy and this happened like consistently throughout the date, I low-key would be turned off as well. I'm so serious. Like, I would be. I'm not gonna lie. Something about this is just odd. It's like you're gonna like pant and like act like, you know, like the food's burning you every time. Like, you can't wait 2 seconds. Something about this would just be kind of like, I don't know. It would make me look at you a little bit funny. But like, I wouldn't be like a complete deal breaker, you know? It wouldn't be a complete deal breaker, but it's just not a flattering thing to do, you know? Like, it's not a flattering thing to do. I think some people could find it cute, but like, I think some people that want like a manly man are gonna find it like not flattering, right? So I think I would probably just find it funny and not really care. But I do see the point where like it can be kind of a not flattering thing. So I'll put this in like, I'll put this in nah, but like I can understand it a little bit. You know, I can get it a little bit. But I think if like that slight of a thing is enough to like completely 180 you, I would like, I look at you a bit funny, you know? You know what I'm saying? But I would just find it funny. If anything, it's like a cute, funny moment. All right, next one. When they say Vocaloid music is not music, it's okay, Ike. Okay, it's okay, Ike, Evelyn. I get it, man. I get it. Someone said this to you before. It's fine, bro. It's fine. Okay, Ike, I hear you. All right, I hear you. It's okay. Shh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, I think this is nah, personally. Okay. If they don't like think it's music to them, that's fine. Like, is Vocaloid like your personality? You know, like, I don't think it's that big. That's like not liking a genre of music you have, okay? Like, I respect your opinion, but it's like, if that is a turnoff, that's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like, it is music, but like, it's not really an ick, okay? I just think some people don't like the robotic sound of Vocaloid, and I understand. I don't really like Vocaloid myself, personally. I'm not a fan of it. I think a lot of Vocaloid producers, if I didn't have the Vocaloid robot talking over the beat, I would fucking like the song. But the Vocaloid talking over the beat, I'm like, nah, not for me. Could not listen to it. It's too robotic. And I also think it's weird that people will hate on autotune, but then listen to Vocaloid. I'm like, bro, what is the fucking difference? What is the fucking difference? What is the difference? You know? One thing I do like about Vocaloid, though, I do think it makes a lot of like, I think it makes a lot of room for people to make like covers of the songs. So, you know, Vocaloid and autotune are different. I'm gonna be honest, heavy autotune and Vocaloid sound the same to me. Sounds like a robot and it's not flattering, you know? Sounds like a robot and it's not flattering. The only person I can listen to that uses heavy auto-tune is like T-Pain. But that's because he actually knows how to sing and uses auto-tune as a stylistic choice and not as like a crutch, you know? But I think the thing that's cool about Vocaloid is, okay, maybe there's some voice banks that are definitely better than shitty autotune. I won't lie. I won't lie. There are some voice banks better than shitty autotune. I personally just don't like the robotic sound of Vocaloid. However, I do think the producers are very talented, and I think Vocaloid creates a very cool space, especially in like this sphere, where it allows people to make covers of the song and not feel the need to be compared to an original medium. Like, you can make a cover of a Vocaloid song and there's a lot less pressure to sound like the original because you're not really gonna like, you can't make it sound robotic if you're a human singing. So I do think it like relieves a lot of the pressure for people to make cover songs. So I do think it's like a nice way for people to kind of get into cover stuff and mediums. And I don't know, it's a lot of Vocaloid producers also really like when people do covers. So I think it's like a very cool collaborative community thing. But if you were to ask me if I were ever to bump Vocaloid on my own, fuck no. You know? My partner talks about the economy news and foreplay. Kind of hot. Is this an ick? Or like, is this something you're into? Like, I can't tell if you being ironic or not. Because if you know, if I was, you know, laying in bed with someone and they're like, you know, my stock is at 5%. And then they go in for a kiss. I'm gonna look at them like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your stock is up 5%. Huh? I'm supposed to feel the vibe? You know, I think you read kink instead of ick. I don't know. You might have misunderstood. You know, personally, this is a nah for me, you know. You know, actually, you're the ick. If you did this to me, I would be turned off. Through and through. No. 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 No, 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 no. Motherfuckers start talking about inflation. Pause. Inflation in that context can mean like 3 things. Motherfuckers start talking about inflation and the value of $1. Okay? And like, you know, uses that as a metaphor to allude to like their blood flow entering a certain, you know, phallic object. Like, I would look at them like they were insane. Okay? That is crazy. Imagine that. What the fuck? Oh, you know, my thing is it's going up like my stocks did last week. What the fuck? Yo! No, 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 no. God forbid. God forbid I'm ever in a situation like that. God forbid I am ever someone like that. No, 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 no. You the ick. You are somebody's ick. Okay? You guys had to have met in like, you know, fucking like an accounting school, or like, this does not make sense to me. Okay? No. T, thanks for super chat. Hi, Kyo. Watch this with my partner as a Valentine's Day right now. This is the first time they watch you and they think you're really based. Well, tell them I said, hey, what's up? Hello, boyfriend / girlfriend. How you doing? Peter Powell, thanks for super chat. Kanye uses autotune a lot. This is an ick stream, not a kink stream. What the fuck? Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. You know, thanks, James, for the super chat as well. My cat stock plummeting after this, bro. That is crazy. All right, next one. When a guy always says, I like girls natural, no makeup. Like, bro, okay. All right. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I don't think preferring people without makeup is bad. However, when you feel the need to assert this onto someone who prefers to wear makeup constantly, I think it is weird behavior. That's like being like, hey, I want you to change the way you look day to day for me exclusively because I prefer this. That is weird. You know? It's like you're trying to tell them how they should look. But if you prefer girls who wear less makeup or don't wear makeup as often, I think that is fine. The problem is when you try to insert that onto someone who is not that way. I'm like, well, bro, you fucking chose this, stupid. I feel like girls being a guy being like, yeah, I prefer girls that like are more natural and don't wear makeup. I think that's fine. But I think if you're trying to assert that on someone else who you wears makeup, I think like you're weird, you know? So I'm gonna put this in debatable because it depends. I think sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, people that wear makeup and are like insecure within themselves get triggered when people say they prefer people without makeup because they are not secure enough to not wear makeup. Okay, which is okay. I get that, right? But I do think like I do think a lot of preferences are like there to weed people out and are gonna breed some sense of insecurity in the basis that they're preferences, because you can't be everybody's preference. So if you not being everybody's preference is gonna make you feel shitty, like you're gonna just lose, because no one is everyone's preference. Okay, nobody is everyone's preference, so you shouldn't let that get to you. But at the same time, I do think if a guy was constantly pressuring a girl to not wear makeup, I think that's weird too. Also, I think people that say they only wear makeup for themselves in every scenario is not always true either. A lot of people wear makeup because they are not secure with the way they look, which, like I said, is completely fine. I'm not ragging on you for that, okay? I have no issues with that. I just have an issue when you're lying about it and trying to have some grandstanding that you are only wearing it for yourself when you're not, right? That's it. Because if it was only for yourself, the way people's judgments of your appearance would not skew your reality. So therefore, you would not be insecure about how you looked if you didn't think people were judging you, right? Insecurity only really exists because we're aware that others will judge us. So if you don't like how you look, you wear makeup, you're not wearing it for yourself in a sense. You're wearing it to hide an insecurity that is bred by the fact that you know you're going to be judged, which I think is okay to do. But I'm just saying, like, I think you can like be honest about it, you know? And then I know some people like to do like artsy makeup looks too, which is like a different thing too. But also, low-key, if I was a girl, I would wear makeup to work because I feel like it would make people take you more seriously in some regards. Well, okay, depends on how you wear the makeup too. It also depends on what industry, you know? I'm so mad at Spotify. I searched for the hottest single and you weren't there. Stream distant. What the fuck? Yeah, I agree. Based, true and real. Yo, who is this? Yeah, shout out to you. You know, shout out to you. You know, I didn't even know you were talking about me. Yo, thanks, bro. Thank you. You know, thanks, bro. Thank you. I just wear makeup so people don't think I look homeless. But like, that's because you're worried about other people judging you. Like I said, which, like I said, is fine. I do think everyone cares about how they look due to societal pressure to an extent, you know, like I do, you do. Like, no one wants to be perceived as ugly by people. So like, I think saying you wear it because you want to look better is completely fine, because like we do live in a society that is very vain. So you conforming to the vain society to make life easier for yourself is completely understandable, because fucking everyone does that shit, you know? I just don't like the narrative that we are like lying about the fact that that's what we're all doing. Because I think once we all kind of come to terms that that's what we're all doing, we can actually get to a place where we are less vain as a society and we are more accepting of like our appearances as we are, you know? But everyone wants to look their best. Unless they're like, you know, you just don't give a fuck. Like sometimes I just don't be giving a fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, if I look ugly, that's your problem that I'm a blight on your eyes, you know? Because I don't feel like trying right now. Word, that happens too. Okay, you go into like a fucking, you know, you going to get like fast food at like fucking midnight. You don't give a fuck how you look. You know, the person working the drive-thru, that's their problem if they're bothered by it. I don't give a fuck. But there are times where it's like you do care. So it just depends, you know? It just be depending. They kept asking to French keep kisses me in public. Like, please, dude, keep it in. Bro said keep the tongue in. That is crazy. That is crazy. Bro, keep it in is wild. That is wild. Nah, that is wild, bro. That is fucking wild. All right, bro, I agree with you. That's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. People that be French kissing in public, I'm like, dog, get a room. I'm like, ain't nobody needs to see that, man. You know, that is valid. Okay, especially if you're not into that, that is valid, you know? Like, close your dirty mouth, okay? What the fuck are we doing? Are we in the privacy of our own home or in front of a group of like 30 people? What's happening? My biggest ick is when people who want you to treat them like they're your child and dote on them 24/7 and expect them to come above everything, including your health and safety. Like, just say you want a mother and not a partner. I see this, yeah. Some people, like, they expect their partner to like place them above like everything, and I think in some ways it's a bit odd. Like, I'll give you an example, okay? I'll give you an example, right? This isn't really about like a caretaker example, but I think this is an example that I see a lot where people tend to always be like, you should prioritize your partner. But in my mind, I think you should prioritize whoever asked first. So let's say you had plans to hang out with your best friend, right? Your best friend of like 10 years on the 10th, right? On like the 10th, right? This was scheduled a week in advance. 2 days before your scheduled hangout, your girlfriend or boyfriend or significant other asks you to hang out on the 10th too. And you say, hey, I already have plans with my friend on the 10th. Can we do another time? And if your significant other gets their panties in a wad over that, I think they are being unreasonable, personally. So in that case, it's like, what the fuck? You want me to pick my best friend of 10 years? You want me to pick you over them because I'm dating you? Like, no, stupid. In my mind, y'all are of equal priority. You know, until I have a family with you, like, y'all are on the same level, okay? Because if I break up with you, I'm still gonna have my fucking, you know, my homie of 10 years. I'm not gonna have you no more. So why the fuck am I prioritizing you over them if you asked afterward? And I think the people that always prioritize their partners over their friends, regardless of prior commitments, are also weird. Because it's like, damn, bro, you get a relationship and you just like dogging your friends out for no reason. Like, that's fucking weird, bro. Like, I think people should be able to fucking like still have time for their friends. And if you don't have time for your friends, your partner is controlling or you are inconsiderate, you know? All right, next. If they change their hobbies and interests because they're worried about what other people think, if you're judgmental towards other people for superficial reasons or people who haven't actually done anything bad. I'm a VTuber fan. If they're judging towards people, then they probably will judge towards me liking VTubers. Okay, I think people that change their hobbies and interests because they're worried about what other people think, I think that can happen sometimes. You know? And I think, like, I do think if that's something you're not a fan of, it makes sense, right? I don't think people should feel pressure to do so. But I understand it if it kind of does happen, right? If you're like bullied into it. But I feel like when you're older, like you really like, by the time you're like 20 something, like you should not be allowing people to shame you for your hobbies and interests, you know? Right. So stop liking Dollar General because I like Dollar Tree more. So I think this is also kind of contradictory because you're like, I don't know. Well, no, you're not. You're just saying like you don't think either side is good. Yeah, I just think like caving to judgment or being judgmental is not the vibe. I would say this is reasonable. I will just give some grace if their family is like heavily laying into them not to like something and they like kind of cave eventually, because I think like enough like with enough pressure most people will cave in certain circumstances. Romantic X. Dry responses, usually one-word responses. Complimenting other people more than me on average. You did not type that and thought like that was like, and thought like you did something, right? You did not type that and thought you did something. There is no way you confidently typed that and were like, yes, this bar. This is a bar. This is a point. First of all, how are you keeping track? How are you like, you have to really care. You have to really care to be keeping track, right? God forbid someone is nice to other people, okay? God forbid. Now, I will say the only time I will even consider this being an okay thought process is if they never compliment you about certain things and they always compliment other people about certain things. Let's say they always compliment everyone around them's appearance. You're dating this person, they never compliment your appearance. I would understand that you would start to feel a little bit insecure because you would notice, hey, they only ever compliment everyone else about this trait and never me. That's fine. But if it's like you're tiering how often other people get compliments versus how often you do, I'm like, yo, how insecure are you? You know? I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I think, you know, if that's what you mean to begin with, I get it. But if it's like you're tiering shit, I don't know. So I agree with dry responses. Dry responses are fucking lame. The complimenting, because I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure if it's like the on average kind of thing, or if it's like you are keeping track of like all compliment rates. I'm gonna put in debatable because I'm not quite sure what you mean. But if you mean like they never compliment you about X and they always compliment other people about X, that's fucking weird. I agree. So I'll put in debatable because of that. Because I feel like it kind of depends, you know? All right, when the date starts and then they do the Giga Chat wrist face out of nowhere, or doing the hand sing where they rub them together like he's fly or something. Okay, I didn't know people did this shit in real life unironically, but if they do, yeah, that is 100% fucking no. What the fuck? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. If people actually do that, they are moving, man. Who are you dating, bro? You need to find a new pool of people. You need to find a new pool of people, because that is fucking crazy. I've never in my life seen someone do that. If someone did that to me, I would actually think they were joking. Like, I would actually think they were joking. But unironically, that is the most terrifying thing I think I would ever witness. That is the most terrifying thing I would ever witness, bro. Oh my God. Yo. I've seen the rubbing hands thing though, like unironically. I do feel like some people rub hands to like self-soothe, but like if that's not satire, yo, I feel you. That's weird. I completely feel you. That is weird as fuck if it's not satire. Weird as fuck, bro. Like, what the hell is going on type weird. That is crazy. That is fucking crazy. I think my biggest ick is when they're not physically affectionate towards you. I get at some people are uncomfortable with physical touch, but if you claim you love the person, wouldn't you want to hug them or hold hands and stuff? Maybe that's just me, but yeah. Okay, well, I think like depends on how long you've known the person, right? If it's the first date and they're not touching you, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, as from a dude's perspective, I ain't touching a girl I just met on the first date, okay? I'm not getting arrested for like a misunderstanding. So I'm gonna just keep my hands in my pockets. Also, that way the person is comfortable and they don't feel any pressure, okay? You know what I'm saying? However, depends on how long the the relationship is. And I also think like if this is something that is important to you in a relationship, then you should not date people that don't want that. Like if they don't want that, then maybe you should find someone else if that's important to you, you know? So I think it depends. So like, I think it's like a discussion that needs to be had between you and said person. But like, I don't think you can force other people to do that, you know, if they don't want to. Like you can express how it makes you feel, but like, you know? I think both parties need to be okay with it. So if you're not okay with them not touching you, then you don't have to, you know, engage with them in that way. And if they're not okay with touching you, then they don't have to engage with you in that way. And then you guys can just move the fuck on. I had one boyfriend and he never liked when I had K-pop idols as my profile picture because he felt jealous. The K-pop idol in question was in their 20s while we were both 15. Yo, you meet them on Discord too, bro? You meet them on Discord too? You meet them on Discord too? Nah, there's no way. Yo, my friend was dating someone in high school that was kind of like this. Like for example, if he was ever to call like a celebrity pretty, that was a girl, like she would get like kind of pettily angry. And in my mind, I was like, bro, this celebrity is damn near 10 years older than him and he is never gonna be around them. So like, why the fuck does it matter? It's not that like they were like, damn, this celebrity has a fat ass and this. I like this specifically, this. And then like you're sitting there without any of those traits, just feeling insecure. That's different, okay? But then being like, yeah, this girl is pretty. And then the girl being like, he called another girl pretty that's a celebrity that he'll never have access to, that will never hear him and never interact with him ever. Bro. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Like, come on. That's so juvenile. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That is fucking weird. That is fucking weird, bro. Like, of course you're not gonna look as good as fucking, like, you know, a K-pop star, bro. You're 15 and, like, probably going through puberty, so. Saying I love you just a few weeks in meeting each other. Okay, low-key, once again, I do feel like some people will say this early on and it will work out for both parties. However, I also do feel like some people are way too pushy and expect way too much way too quickly. So I think it kind of depends, right? I think it depends. I think some people are just very verbally affectionate, but I feel like this is pretty reasonable for the most part. Like most people that say that shit within a week, like, dog, you ain't really know the person like that. If you were friends or with them for years prior, then maybe I would understand it, because it's like you can love a person's personality without having like an intimate love with them first, right? Like I would say I love my friends, right? But it's not like the same type of love. So I think if they say that and that's the context, fine. But in a lot of cases, like, yeah, you just moving too fast. You just moving too fast. Freaks who hate cheese. Not liking a food item is an ick. One food item. What if they're lactose? Huh? The fuck? He doesn't like fried chicken, so what's not gonna work out? What? Like there ain't like thousands of other fucking foods. Also, Italian love cake, thanks for super chat. See, you can say we can meet up another time, which implies you do take interest in them, but you still stick to commitments. Exactly. I think it's important to still stick to, like, I don't know, your friends' commitments too when you're in a relationship. Nah, bro, that is crazy. All right, next one. Loud, unhygienic, and doesn't understand boundaries. This is coming from an introvert who was raised in a clean Asian house. Okay, the preface is unnecessary, but like, I agree. If they're loud, unhygienic, and don't understand boundaries, then yeah, that's kind of... I don't really think being loud is bad if you're fine with that, but I think this is reasonable. Yeah. I also think some people that are like, they don't understand boundaries. Sometimes you don't set any. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't assume people know boundaries exist if you've never communicated them. Okay? So that's why I'm putting it in reasonable and not agree, because like they don't understand boundaries. Okay, well, have you said any? Have you ever said, hey, can you not do this? No? Okay, well then, stupid. How you think they mind readers? You know? So it depends. I think there are like common social boundaries that like most people that are socially well-versed will understand. But I do think if you have like a specific one that's like a you thing and you never tell the person about it and you expect them to know, you are bugging. Okay? You're bugging more than that fucking annoying ass mosquito that be biting people. You know what I'm saying? My personal ick is when they don't have fruity, soapy smell. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, yeah. So what about the fruity, soapy smell? Sorry. I don't know, man. You know me. Listen, guys. I'm just saying this sounds a little bit parasocial. I don't know. I mean, listen. You bought the solid state perfume, and suddenly you think you have a chance with me? Whoa. Back it up. Back it up, my friend. Back it up. Okay, back it up. All right, you the ick. No. This parasocialism getting out of hand. I know I've been nice for these past 2 weeks, but you know, listen. I gotta draw a line in the sand right now. Okay. Motherfucker said they want you to smell like fabric softener. Fabric softener is crazy, bro. Those of y'all that don't get the joke, my NIJISANJI released perfumes for everyone at one point, and mine they described as fruity and soapy. So when they openly shame me for having interest, like watching VTubers and anime based, fuck people like that. Don't give them your time, bro. Don't give them your time. They are shit. They are shit. They are shit. They are not worth your time. When they cut their hair to be good looking in Lunar New Year, but then they fuck that shit up and I feel like I got the ick. So someone you were dating cut their hair and now you like think it looks worse. Yo, this is so oddly targeted, man. Yo, you did not just be like, yeah, bro, the person I was seeing, they cut their hair for the new year and like suddenly like I'm no longer attracted to them. It'll grow back. Okay. It's gonna grow back. Like, come on, bro. I hate your cut, G. It'll grow back. That's crazy. I don't think it's a big deal. I think if it's a hairstyle they opt for forever and you're like, I'm not really, you know, that a fan of this, and you communicate that, fine. But like, if you're like, you can't be there for like one bad haircut, like, bruh, that's crazy. You know, when they say you can't spend time with your family, and two, when they think they can tell you what to wear. Okay, I agree. I do think like the what to wear thing, I do think there are like some boundaries where I understand the what to wear thing, because like sometimes it's a respect thing, right? But I do think otherwise, like them being like, you can't wear this. I think if like your preference of wardrobe doesn't align with their interests, then they just shouldn't be dating you. You know, like I think there's a lot of times where it's like, if someone wants to be this way and doesn't want to, you know, be considerate to your preference, then it's just not going to work out. Trying to force them is not going to work out. So it's like, just, you know, move it on. Especially if they dress this way before dating you. Bruh. What did you expect? Them to like suddenly date you and like dress like a fucking nun, stupid? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? I think it's when he can't ask questions back, making the date seem like his job interview. Okay, I think that's reasonable too. Like, I think sometimes there's this expectation that people will place on the other person to carry the convo, and sometimes you have to and you don't want to. But I do feel like if you always feel like you're like prying information out of them, then yeah. The fuck, that's annoying. My biggest ick in a relationship is when they don't try to bring interest into talking about simple things, but only do actual gestures. Okay, yeah, that's fucking weird. They don't see you as a relationship. They see you as a friend with benefits. Get the fuck out. They don't like you for you, stupid. Okay. My ick is if you don't work at Walmart. Guys, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But I don't know, man. This seeming kind of, I don't know. It seemed a little bit, a little bit parasocial. You know, I'm just, yo, motherfucker. Yo, I keep seeing Walmart memes like every day, bro. Y'all are going, oh, you guys are overdoing and overusing the fuck out of this. But I have no issue with it. Nah, you the ick. Parasocial. Bye. Bye. No, but I feel like people that are like too bothered by what job you do, if it's like a normal ass job. Like, I understand if you're doing something like fucking like sex work and someone's not comfortable with that. Okay, like that makes sense to me. But if it's something like, wow, they don't work as a engineer for a high engineering company, there's no way I could ever date them. They're not a doctor. What a failure. I'm like, bro. Like, if they're like still able to like be well off and provide for themselves and they're happy, like, I don't really think it should matter that much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you just want like a free ticket to like have someone pay your bills if it's that much of a priority to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, you just want your bills paid. Okay, you want your bills paid and it's okay, but just like be honest about it. You know, just be honest about it. Cerise, thanks so much for the super chat or the Arca super. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting me for so long, Cerise. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Or they need to make X number of dollars. Yeah, like, I understand you don't want to date someone who's like fucking like struggling a shit ton because, like, I don't know, you don't want to feel responsible for them. But if they're struggling and they're not making it your responsibility and they're still being a good partner, I don't really think it's bad, you know, at least in my opinion. And the guy wasn't willing to do the basic things around the house at least once in a while, like clean, cook, like cooking, cleaning, etc. Because that just tells me you're looking for a maid and not a wife. True. Like, you know, bro, you have off days too, stupid. So, you know, you can easily fucking do the dishes like one time. Fuck, you get 2 days off a week from work. Your wife can't get 2 days off a week from like cleaning and cooking. Damn. All right, next one. My date ick would be going to watch a movie, an expensive place, or too far away. I don't like the feeling of owing people. So if they don't let me pay 50-50, I'm uncomfortable. I think that a date is to know each other, not to stay silent for 2+ hours. And I'm too paranoid to be that far from home. Okay, this is a lot of information that is like mismatched in so many ways. So like, I'm not quite sure what exactly you mean, because you're like, well, I don't want to watch a movie or go somewhere expensive, but I also want to go somewhere where we're not talking, but like I also want to pay 50-50. Like, I mean, there's a, you know what I'm saying, like what you there's a lot of like random unrelated things here. Okay, there's a lot of random unrelated things here. Not going 50-50, I understand if you don't like owing people, but if they I think my opinion on the 50-50 debate is like, if they ask you out, they should be okay with paying the bill in full, right? But I also feel like if you offer 50-50 and they don't allow it, and you're worried that that will create some like power imbalance later where it's like, I took you out to dinner, so you should do this. Well, the second they bring that up, you can be like, you didn't let me pay 50-50, and just keep it moving and stop interacting with them, you know? You know what I'm saying? So I just think if they weaponize it later, it's just like an easy way to weed them out, personally. So, you know? That's just my opinion. But I think what you're saying is like you want to go somewhere near your house where you can talk, and you like paying 50-50. And I think this is pretty reasonable for the most part. The only thing I think for the 50-50 thing is like if they ask you out, like I think you should be okay with them paying in full. And if you ask them out, you should be okay paying in full. Don't ask someone out if you're not okay at paying in full. I think this goes for guys and girls. If you're a girl and you ask a guy out and you expect him to pay the bill, I kind of think that's dumb as well. Okay, I don't care what gender you are. I think whoever asks first should be expected to pay because you're asking the other person for their time. Right? Give it a bean. I think if someone offers to pay 50-50 on a first date, low-key, my cheap ass will probably take it most of the time. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, like you offered, I mean, hey, maybe. On a first date though, I will normally pay out of courtesy. But it's like, if any other day after that you offer, I'm taking you up every time. The fuck? Because the second dates are like normally like a mutual thing. So it's like, it wasn't like you were, you know, giving me a chance. Now we're both equally giving each other a chance. So I feel like 50-50 is fine. On the first date, I feel kind of rude not paying if I ask them out. But on the second date, I'm like, bro, this is like, at this point, we're both mutually interested. So we should both be mutually interested in paying this fucking bill, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my opinion. If we're both interested, we should both be interested in paying. If just one of us is initiating, then that one of us should be fucking willing to pay, regardless of gender or whatever, all right? But I think if you're a girl and you ask a guy out on a date and you expect them to pay for the date solely because they're a guy, you are bugging. You are bugging. Okay, but what if I have an ick for people who do work at Walmart? Then I think you're kind of like I think people that are like very willing to shame people on the basis of their jobs are like, and not give them a chance. Aside from that, I think you're like kind of a shallow individual. Like, I get the sense that it's like you want someone stable enough to where you can have a family. But if you need someone else's money and finances to feel like you can have a family, then you clearly are not making enough money yourself. So who are you to judge someone else for not making enough money? The fuck? That makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense. Okay? I think you should at least respect the fact that they're trying and they have a job. Because some people aren't even trying. So, they have a job and it pays their bills, and you have a job and you can pay your bills, then I think it should not be a problem unless like one of you is going to be a stay-at-home parent, in which case you need to make enough to pay the bills. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's like kind of weird. I don't know. I think shaming people for their job is one of the weirdest things. Unless they're like fucking doing illicit, illegal activities, okay? Like if they're like a hitman for hire, like yeah, you know, you don't have to be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not harming anyone and they're making an effort to make money, I think there's nothing wrong with that. What if they don't try because they know their parents are babying them? Well, that's different than having a job. Having a job versus having a job that you know is terrible because you know you're going to get a handout is different. You know what I'm saying? Also, I think if your job includes posting stuff on the internet and they're not comfortable with the content you post on the internet, I think that's fair as well. Because you're essentially making yourself like public. So if they don't want to be associated with someone that's not a private person, then I think that's fair. But that's not really shaming you off of your job entirely. It's more shaming you on the fact that they're not comfortable with being in the public eye like you are, or having any ties to someone in the public eye, right? Because they want to be private. So I think that's different. You know, romantic dating eggs. When they have bad habits but do not try to fix it, even though they've talked about it with their significant others, saying they try, not even trying to remember or downplaying anniversaries and special days, even if they know their significant other likes to pay attention to those. Okay, I just think both of these boil down to not being considerate, so I agree. I do think though, like sometimes people, bro, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes people be expecting too much. on anniversaries and shit. I'm like, sometimes y'all motherfuckers expect to be treated like you're the fucking heir to a like some fucking rich millionaire. And I'm like, you know, not everyone is balling like that, okay? But if they try their best to make it special for you, I think the effort should be enough. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like, I expect this, a nice dinner, this, I'm like, okay, well, you better be like, you know, hot enough / cool enough of a person to be expecting all this shit and me to like be okay with it. You know? But sometimes like y'all expect, like some people expect too much. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Do you be yourself or best self on the first date? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Be your best self, okay? Don't be 100% yourself, all right? That shit does not work ever. It can, but like you gotta be sure that that person is on your level of weird. And most of the time, like they're not being their complete honest self either. Like everyone is their best self on a first date unless they like really don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna be honest, if you really don't give a fuck and the other person is giving a fuck, they're gonna think you're weird because they're gonna assume you're giving a fuck. That's the thing. Like people go on dates assuming the other person is putting their best foot forward. So if you're not putting your best foot forward, people are gonna assume your best foot forward is your 100% honest self. And then they're gonna be like, well, if this is the best of them, I can't even imagine what the worst is. So I think based on the precedent that everyone assumes you're going to be putting your best self forward, you should put your best self forward. After a few dates, the walls will come down slowly. But I think like everyone on a first date expects the person to put their best self forward, right? So that's the only reason I feel like it should be that. I think dating would be easier if everyone was just 100% honest from the start. I'm gonna be honest with you. But like in no social interaction are people 100% honest from the start. So it's my birthday and I hope you're still happy after your graduation. Happy birthday, Rye. So yeah, Lyanne, I think best self, personally. Theater kids. Yo, if you would have said band kids, I would have been like, agree. No, yo, I don't know what it is with the band kids at my school growing up. They were some freaky ass motherfuckers, bro. They were doing some crazy shit. The amount of stories I heard, I was like, damn. Band class sounded like a fucking, you know, like one of those, you know, like, you know, millionaire, you know, saxophone dance parties. You know, y'all weren't playing the saxophone. Y'all were doing the saxophone dance. Not all band kids, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what it is at my school. They were some hornballs, not because they played the horns, like the different type of horns. You know what I'm saying? Now, theater kids, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think it just depends, bro. I think this being an ick outright is kind of a knob, but it's like, you know, I do think theater kids are a bit more exaggerated in their forms of expression by nature. Like, I think sometimes people think I'm a lot because I'm like very like reactive to stuff, and I know some people would get irritated by that, so I understand. So, but like that being an outright rule is crazy. Being attached way too easy, like, bro, we just met a week ago. What do you mean you love me? They're like, what the fuck you mean you love me? We met a week ago, stupid. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah, that should be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Them being like, I love you, and it's like, bruh, I didn't even know you that long for real. Like, that's crazy. Okay, well, ick while dating my now ex-boyfriend is the biggest ick I had is when I told him this funny line, I love you, and I'm not joking when I say this. He went, oh, and then completely ignored it and texted me like none of that happened. That is a bit rough, my guy. That is a bit rough. That is a bit rough, my guy. That is a bit rough. I'm not even gonna lie. That would hurt a bit. That would hurt a bit. Okay, that would hurt a bit. I'm not, like my ego would be bruised. My heart would be crying. I would feel a little bit hurt inside. Now, my question is, if y'all were dating for a week, then I think his reaction is kind of valid. But if y'all were like dating for a while, yeah, that would sting. So I'm gonna put in reasonable, because I would assume that it wasn't an early thing. But that would crush most people, I think. Friends over your significant other. That's just not right to me. All right. Listen, I said this earlier. I think if you've been dating your significant other for a week and you've known this homie for 10 years, I think I'm gonna back my homie most of the time, because realistically, I got 10 years of history with this person. I know them way better than I know you, stupid. So, depends. Also, if you guys are on like the same level of priority for me, like you're not my wife, you're my girlfriend, and this is my friend that I've known for 10 plus years, once again, I think whoever asks first is priority. So if my friend had a hangout planned a week in advance, and 2 days before that you suddenly wanted to do something, I'm gonna be like, hey, sorry, can we do another time? I already promised so-and-so I would hang out with them. And I think if you're not okay with that as my girlfriend, that is your problem. I think you are being unreasonable. Imagine if your friends canceled on you to hang out with their significant other that asked them a day prior to you hanging out, and they canceled a day before. Would you feel good about that? Would you be a little bit upset? Probably. So the fact that you expect me to do that for you is crazy, because I know damn well you would be upset if you were on the receiving end of that treatment. So no, I think this is a nah for me, like for the most part. I think if you're like husband and wife, okay, this can be talked about. If you have a family together, okay, this can be, I think, yeah, your significant other should go first. But if it's like y'all are on the same tier of like closeness, no. You gotta be like, you know, the one for that. And I gotta date you for a while to find that out, so. My biggest ick is when a guy doesn't understand boundaries, or when a girl doesn't understand that we have separate lives. Those are interchangeable depending on the gender, but from my experience, it tends to be with what I said. Okay, like I said, I think boundaries, the reason guys get a lot of flack for not understanding boundaries is because they're expected to make the first move in a lot of cases. So I understand completely. It can feel like, you know, scary to be on the receiving end of it, but I also feel like you got to understand, like, they're the ones that everyone always expects to make the first move. They're not always going to make the first move in a way that's palatable for everyone. Not saying like inappropriate actions are, you know, fine, but I think like initiating something and the person being like no, and then them stopping is completely okay. Because if that never happened, then nothing would ever progress in a lot of scenarios. So I think if a guy makes a move and misses the mark, but is respectful afterward, that is fine, right? And I think a lot of people are like, ah, he was so creepy, off the basis of like a simple situation where it's like, they lean in for a kiss, you lean away and you're like, no, sorry. And then they're like, okay, my bad. And then you move on, you know, or like, sorry, I misunderstood the situation. And then they move back, right? I think that's fine. I don't think you can call that inherently predatory. I think that's something where it's like, you put the pressure, society put the pressure on him to do it. He did it, you didn't like it, you both move on. Now, if it's anything where they're not respectable, okay, sure. So I think you have to be more communicative of your boundaries if you're not into someone, and be like, hey, I'm not into you that way, and set the record straight. Because like I said, dudes are expected to make the first move in a lot of scenarios. And when you make the first move, nothing is really guaranteed, okay? You're kind of taking a gamble, right? You're gambling like if they'll be receptive. And if they're not receptive, you got to back off and be respectful of that. And if you're not back off and be respectful of that, okay, I think you're a dickhead. But if they do back off and are respectful and you're still like saying they don't understand your boundaries, I think you're bugging, you know? So also, the girls don't understand we have separate lives. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a girl who's dated girls, so I have no idea what that's like. However, I think even some friends, I've seen even some girls that are friends with each other not understand this fact. So I can kind of see it being a thing. So I would say this is like reasonable if the boundaries are like clearly set. If they're not clearly set, then I think like it's indebatable, you know? But like, you can't expect one party to make the first move and then the first move always be a success. Statistically, that's impossible. An egg for me is when they don't have the same mindset as me. Don't have anything against different opinions or beliefs, but if we're not on the same page, it may lead to a better communication or understanding in general. Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think if you're gonna date someone long term and their mindset is very different from yours, it's just not gonna fucking work. It's just not gonna fucking work. It will not work in a lot of ways. Opposites attract, but I don't think they attract on core values being opposite. Okay. Opposites attract with core values. I have never seen be like, yeah, you fundamentally disagree on so many inherent values, but we're still together. Like, no. Extravagant and multicolored hair like pink or blue, for instance, and people who use the term ick unironically. I don't know if you're like trying to make fun of me. I don't know if you're trying to make fun of me, or if like you're actually speaking about people that dye their hair and use the term ick unironically. Like, I don't really know. I think if you don't like someone who has multicolored hair, that's fine. That can be a preference. Sure, whatever. Right? But I don't think you should be like hating on people who do it. You just be like, it's not my preference. People use the term ick unironically. I agree with you, bro. Fuck that shit. Using the term ick unironically, low key, like I said, some of these icks are getting ridiculous. Okay? Some of these icks are getting ridiculous. I'll put in debatable because the hair thing, I kind of feel like it's weird to point out. Like, if you're not into it, just don't engage with it. But the ick thing, I agree with you. Like, some of these icks are getting ridiculous. Okay? Like, what the fuck? You mean that, like, you guys have been more reasonable today than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. You guys have been more reasonable than I expected. But some of the icks I hear people bitch about online, I'm like, bro, do you just want to be alone? Because, like, you really sound like it. You know what I'm saying? You really sound like it. When they're rude to your parents, family, and friends, or look down and disrespect them. Oh, yeah. The fuck? Agree. There is no need for all of that. Guys who have Neko in their name but refuse to Naya for their life. Man, guys like that are terrible. I'm glad it bothers you. I'm glad it bothers you. I'm glad the fact that I don't say Naya the way you want bothers you. You know, I'm so glad. Yeah. In fact, I derive pleasure out of the dissatisfaction I'm giving you every time I mispronounce the word. How about that? Stupid. Not gonna lie, dog, there's so much drama and the saxophone dances happening at the same time. It's the same. What goes on in band camp stays in band camp. Bro, like I said, I just heard some stories, man. I don't know what it is about band kids and, like, you know, them you know, being on the same level of, like, auntie, but it just depends. Roses are red, the sun amidst heat. What? I don't know what you mean, Rogue. So I'm gonna just act like I don't understand because I feel like you're alluding to something that's kind of crazy. So, you know, I'm just not gonna, you know, I don't know, but I appreciate the super chat. This is gonna turn into a video. No, I'm leaving it 2 days. You know, no one's gonna be able to edit this shit in time. Having no aspirations whatsoever, like being a literal Discord mod, is such an ick. Okay, listen, shout out to the Discord mods who are actually, like, doing work for communities. You know, y'all motherfuckers volunteering your time most of the time. However, yeah, having no aspirations whatsoever is very much not an attractive quality. Like, bruh. Like, people that don't want to do shit, I'm like, bro, how are you, like, okay with just functioning like this? You know, I've never understood that. Like, how are you okay just functioning like this? My next one. When they have no problem with someone flirting with them and won't take any action against it regardless of how you feel, but when you get upset when someone flirts, but will get upset when someone flirts with you or even just compliments you. So yeah, I agree. Like I said, I feel like people that allow people to flirt with them all the time and aren't like, hey, I have a girlfriend or I have a boyfriend, and they just allow it, they want the attention. They want the attention, and I think wanting attention in that way is a bit weird. That's the same thing with like the whole going to places where you know you're gonna get flirted with. It's a bit weird. Now also, I'm getting upset when someone flirts or compliments you is weird too. I think if someone compliments you and you're like, thanks, that's fine. But if someone compliments you and they're like clearly trying to like, you know, flirts, and the other person is like, hey, sorry, I have a boyfriend, that's weird too. So, you know. So I agree, this is weird. In my high school, we had a specific hallway that was haunted by the band kids. We called it band hall. I swear it had a specific smell. Yo, what? Yo, I feel bad for the band kids, man. They always catch flack due to the crazies, bro. The crazies in the band department, like, they were fucking it up for all of y'all. Shout out to my band kids that were normal. You know, I feel bad for y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, because those like 3 to 4 weird motherfuckers like made y'all all look bad. All of y'all. Smell is crazy though, Eartha. What the fuck? Personal ick for me would be when a partner is hanging around people I either have bad relations with and or giving said people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, yeah, I agree. That's kind of weird too. Like if someone's done me like so dirty and like my friends are still friends with them, I'm kind of like not really okay with it. Like it depends on how dirty it is. But if it's some shit that's like really fucked up and some of my closest friends are still engaging with this person and I'm way closer to them than they are to this person, I kind of look at you funny. If y'all were both equals to this, like, you know, if my friend and if me and this other person are both equals socially and like it's just a disagreement between us, I think you can separate the two. But if it's like you 100% would care about losing me as a friend and consider me a better friend than them and you're still engaging with them, that shit is weird. So yeah, I agree. As a normal band kid, thank you. Just feel bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like these band kid stereotypes, I would never admit I was a band kid. What the fuck? To be honest, it's immediate turn off when someone tries to flirt and ask me out immediately after meeting me for the first time. Like, I don't even know you, bro. I don't even want to. I just really need to get to know someone as friends first. All right, listen. I'm gonna pose a counter argument. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I don't know if I'm gonna get to this one, but I saw another ick that was quite literally when someone is my friend and they start flirting with me and catch feelings. So I'm gonna be honest, people hate both. So it's like, what the fuck do you really expect people to do? Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You can lose or win in both scenarios. Different people dislike different things. The whole point of asking someone out is to get to know them romantically. If you will only ever date people that you've been friends with for a long time, that's cool. But I've also seen people be like, if I'm their friend for a long time and then suddenly they catch feelings or they start flirting with me and moving romantically, I feel really uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, stupid, they caught feelings. I think people expecting their friends to never catch feelings are unrealistic. And I think people who also will only date people who they've been friends with for an extended period of time are also kind of unrealistic. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I just think it kind of depends on the scenario. And I think having rules for either way outright is just stupid as fuck. Because the rule is never going to apply in every scenario, right? If you don't want to date someone you don't know, right? That's fine. But I also think some people think like, oh, you get asked out on one date, that means you're boyfriend and girlfriend. No. Someone could ask you out after barely knowing you and they're doing it to get to know you. Be like, hey, I think you're cute and interesting. Let's like see if this can go anywhere, right? There's no commitment to fucking be girlfriend and boyfriend after that. So people that are like, I would never date someone I only know for a little bit, I think that's kind of crazy. I think you're kind of hindering yourself at potentially finding someone. But also, people that like are like, you're my friend, you can never catch feelings. What the fuck? Okay, stupid. I didn't know you were like the fucking feeling police. You know? So I'm gonna put this in debatable. Because I feel like I've seen both people say both. And if both people say both, I don't think you can expect people to know which to pick, you know? What's up, Oogie? Thanks for the raid. Welcome in, Stargazers. I'm looking through people's relationship icks and debating if I think, you know, they're reasonable, debatable, no, or like if they're the red flag themselves. So we've gone through quite a few. I feel bad for the universe for taking your strawberries away. So here's some mochi ice cream funds. Also love you, Kill Me's no pesos. Bro, I know. How the fuck are strawberries like on limited stock, man? I can't even love myself again. What the fuck? I ordered these like a week ago. God. World, man. I swear to God. I'm gonna go to the store to buy ice cream. It's gonna be closed. Watch. I swear to God. I swear to God. When your partner gets way too close to a friend of theirs, which was the one people saying they look like a couple, you're insecure. You're insecure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's no way to put this. You care that other people think they look like a couple? So you are letting other people's perception of these two's interactions warp your perception of their interactions and bother you that much? Like, that makes no sense to me. Be honest with you, okay? I'll be honest with you. If they're just friends, who gives a fuck what other people think? Why are you letting other people's judgment skew the way you fucking view your own relationship with the person? I mean, it kind of depends. No, I don't think it depends. I think if this is the sole issue that is the issue, which is people thinking they look like a couple, that is you being insecure. If people thinking someone and their friend look like a couple, and that is the sole thing that bothers you, that is only insecurity. If your partner is engaging with this person in a way that is crossing the line, that is a separate issue. So, but if it's solely because you're saying that people think they look like a couple, that it's their relationship is automatically inappropriate, I think that is dumb. That is dumb. That is a dumb rule, you know? That is a dumb rule. Now, if people are like, oh, you guys look like a couple, and your partner is never like, oh no, my girlfriend is actually so-and-so, they never clear that up, then your partner's behaving weirdly. So I think, hey, you have a right to feel a way about it. If your partner doesn't clear it up, that's fucking weird. You're like, oh my God, you and Susie look like a couple. And then he's just like, yeah, haha. Instead of being like, actually, I'm dating Amber. But if he doesn't do that, then yeah, well, fuck him too. But like, if the sole problem is they're close with someone of the opposite gender, I think like, I don't know. Personally, it would not bother me that much. But like I said, if they're engaging in a way that you don't see appropriate with them, then you can communicate. So I'll put it in debatable because I'm not sure which version you meant. But if it's solely based on what you said exclusively, then I think that's a you problem, you know? My major ache is someone who lies to not hurt your feelings. Those motherfuckers are the type that lie and they like you not to hurt your feelings. Okay, well, yeah, that's weird too. I don't think... Like, I mean, like, I think white lies are okay sometimes, but it's like, bruh, sometimes, like, I prefer people to just keep it a bean with me. So, you know, keep it a stack. Don't lie. If you don't like something, just tell me. I prefer that. I agree that. You know, I agree. I agree. I fucking agree. When they don't return the shopping cart where it belongs, or they won't do stereotypical things because it can be seen as corny. Ooh. Okay, the not returning the shopping cart thing is kind of weird. Like, that's the most oddly specific thing I've ever seen, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's very odd. Like, where is not the right place? Like, you mean like the little things on like the side of the road? I mean, I guess, yeah, I'd return it there too. But like, I just think the fact that this specifically is something that's bothered you means like you've seen this a lot, which I think is very, I would never think to point this out, is what I'm saying, you know? I agree with you. I think that is a bit weird, but it's like, I would never think to point this out. You know what I'm saying? Now, the second one, I think is, I agree. Like, not being able to do stuff because it's corny is fucking weird, okay? You know, some people like corny shit. I think some people are so scared of being corny that they like hinder their own happiness. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who's perceiving you as corny aside from yourself and not this person? You know? You like corny? I mean, like, it depends. Like, I'm not really into like, you know, too much lovey-dovey to the point where it's like, you know, too much. But I think like if people are too afraid to even be nice and share their affection to one another off the basis that they think it's corny, I think that's like, I think like intimacy makes you uncomfortable and you're like not able to admit it, you know? Like, I could not date someone that's like, oh my God, I love you, and like all over me all the time. Fuck no, that's too much. But if they're like not even willing to like, you know, get you flowers or something that's like kind of cliche because they're like, if they think it's corny, I just think they're scared of judgment or they're too scared of intimacy. And like either way is like, oh, it's a bit weird. One of my first conversations with this guy. Okay, what the fuck? Yo! What happened to y'all? How's your day? What happened to how's your day? You know those memes where it's like, what happened to how's your day? What happened to how are you? What happened to good morning? You know those like you know those fucking like those video memes? What happened to I'm doing great today? What happened to, you know? I agree, bro. People that are like that overtly aggressive off rip, they got some issues. They got some issues. I've talked, but I was tech crew in theater and the drama kids were welcoming, maybe a bit quirky in women's club, but good people. Director yelled a lot though. Yeah, I don't think theater kids are really like inherently bad because they're theater kids. I just think they're more like outwardly expressive about things, you know? Where did how's the weather go? What is my name is? What about my name is? You know, I've seen that. That shit was funny. I can't deal with people who shovel food into the mouth, especially with pasta. If you can't swirl long pasta noodles around your fork in a fairly neatly manner, you just look like a baby trying to use a fork for the first time. It's gross. You are so petty. You are so petty. Okay. You are so petty. Okay. I agree, bro. If you eat like a fucking, you know, like a wild animal every time, yeah, I don't think that's typically flattering. If on the first date they're eating like they haven't had a meal in like fucking, you know, a year, sure, okay. Right? But if the food is messy, if it's they're eating like a burger, some fucking saucy pasta, like sometimes it's hard to eat that shit neatly. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard to eat that shit neatly. So it's like there are two sides to this. If the food is able to be eaten in a taber mannerly way, I agree with you. But if you went somewhere where it's finger food or inherently messy or super cheesy, and then you're judging the fact that they can't somehow turn this super messy food into some like fine dining, I'm gonna eat this with a fork and make it look like I have like I'm not struggling at all experience, I think you're a bit crazy. So it's like, I see both sides. Like, yeah, don't eat like a slob on dates. It's not attractive. But also fucking if you went somewhere where the food is all like, you know, messy, then don't expect them to eat like they're fucking the, you know, the Queen of England. Like, I'll put this in debatable. Like, I agree with you on some parts, but the example you gave is crazy, bro. The example you gave is crazy, and your attitude is also crazy. People who expect to be texted 24/7 throughout the day. Oh yeah, that shit's weird too. I ain't gonna lie. Like, okay, if you gonna ghost your partner for like a day, that's goofy. If you're just getting to know each other though, and you like have a day where you don't text them, I see no issues. The fuck? Like, you know, sometimes I actually am like doing stuff. You know, I know it's crazy, but like sometimes, like I am actually busy. Especially when like, you know, their work hours and you still expect them to text during the work hours. That is some borderline psycho behavior to me. Like, how you know he works from 9 to 5, but if he doesn't respond to you immediately from the hours of 9 to 5, you're like bugging. You know what I'm saying? So when they call you weird nicknames, I can't deal with that. It makes me cringe so hard. Is this reasonable? Okay, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it depends, bro. Okay, like, it depends. I think if you don't like nicknames, you can just tell them not to do it and move it at that. This would not be like an instant turn off forever for me. Okay, if the person refuses to stop calling you these nicknames, sure. Okay, but if they come up with like, my pookie ookie bear, you like, you know, first time I'm meeting you, like, bitch, are you my grandma? You gonna pinch my cheeks too and give me a plate of cookies? Like, the fuck? Like, this is too much. This is too much. Are you gonna pinch my cheek and, you know, give me a plate of cookies too? Like, what is this shit? Hello? So I agree. A lot of times it is too much. But if you don't like any nicknames and then they fucking, like, you never just specify that you don't like the nicknames, then I think like that kind of, you know, it's also like, well, stupid, that's you. So I'll put this in debatable, like, you know. Well, I'll put it in reasonable, actually. I think it's reasonable if you don't like that, but you have to communicate it, I guess, is my thing. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone calls me like they're fucking pookie wookie, you know, snuggly wuggly, and like the first time I meet them, I'm gonna think like they're my grandma and they're gonna give me cookies. Like, I don't know what the fuck else I'm supposed to expect from this, but like, it's giving geriatric and creepy. You're either gonna like kill me, kidnap me, you're psycho, or like you're my grandma wearing a disguise. Whatever one it is, I don't want to engage in either of those. So I'm out this bitch. Bye. Quick reminder on this Valentine's Day, as Kyo talks about chocolate strawberries. Both of those items are... Yo, bro, I just today, man, I don't know what you're trying to say, man. You just be saying shit. I don't know what you mean by that. Just be saying shit, bro. Peter, thanks for super chat. Should I eat my tacos with chopsticks or what? Why would you eat your... You don't know what... No, I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, he being weird again? Okay. All right, next. Oh, bro, you need to chill out, bro. Shit getting weird. Literally just being called hot. It's so yucky. I can't stand it. I get uncomfortable even if it's in a joking way. So you don't want people to think you're attractive? What do you prefer, like cute? Do you prefer like pretty? Like, I don't know what you expect. I don't know. Listen, if someone called me hot, you know, I'd be remembering that shit for the next month and a half. So like, I'm just saying, you know, personally, this is not a problem for me, okay? I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna ride that compliment wave for like the next 3 months. Cause, you know, listen, dudes don't really get compliments like that. So if someone called me hot one time, I'll remember that shit for the next like 6 months. Okay, the next like, you know, two to three business weeks. You know, I'm gonna remember that shit for a minute. Now, if they're doing it like a very like overtly like objectifying way, they're like, you're so hot. Okay, I get it. That's fucking weird. But if they're just like, oh yeah, you know, I think you're, you know, you're quite hot. Like, you're very attractive. I'm like, what's the problem then? You know? You know? They're like, oh yeah, I think you're hot. Like, what's wrong with that? Them being all creepy about it, I get it. So, but like, I feel like this is pretty like, I think it's debatable. I'll be honest. Like, if they're doing it in a creepy way, I get it. If they're just doing it in a genuine way, I don't see it. I just think hot is automatically attributed to like a lot of saxophone terms, or like it's very slippery slope with that, so I get it. But if it's like a normal genuine compliment with like, yeah, I think you're quite hot, you're attractive, I don't see a problem. Personally, I would love that. Damn, Kyo, you're hot. Rogue, after you said something about Nature's Blue Chew and all that, you can send it to my my business email, and maybe my manager will respond to you. But currently, you know, I am no longer addressing the compliment. Thank you. When they attempt a French kiss, but their weapon is shorter than their lips? You saying their tongue is too short? Yo, that is a violation. Yo, that's fucked up, bro. That is a fucked up way to word that. Their weapon is too shorter than their lips is foul. Bro, that is disrespectful. How? I mean, I guess if you're not into it, I can't really like force you. But like, this seems oddly targeted. You know? I don't know. I kind of feel like if you don't feel the vibes when kissing them, then fine. You shouldn't feel like you have to. But like, I just think it's a little bit disrespectful, you know? I'm gonna put it in debatable. I don't really know, like, yo. Okay, like I said, I don't think, you know, if you kiss them and you don't feel the vibes, fine. But like, damn, that's cold, bro. Oh my God. Listen, I'd send in my 30-day notice from life. Okay. Like, that is crazy. I heard someone say that about me. Like, I would be like offended in a way I didn't even know I could be offended in. Like, that would hit an insecurity that like never existed and would create a new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would create a new insecurity, like heavy damage, critical hit. What the fuck? You I ain't never gonna kiss nobody again kind of shit if I hear some shit like that. Holy. Holy, bro. That is fucked up. Oh my God. Pet names, like when people call you mommy, kitten, whisker, honey pie. Like, I'm not an MLB character. Yeah, I agree with you. Some of those names are too much, man. Okay. If you into it, that's fine. Me personally, fuck no. Okay. Like I said, you're not calling me your pookie dookie, you know, scoopy cutie booty bear, and I'm gonna sit there and look at you like, yeah, I'm okay with this. We out here getting tongue shamed, bro. That is crazy. That is crazy. I've never heard someone say that before. They're like, yeah, I hate French kissing because like this motherfucker's tongue is too short. Woo! up. There's no recovery from that, bro. Like, damn, how short is short that you notice it? That's what I'm saying. Maybe your mouth's big. Mind your business. True. What if you just got a big ass mouth, huh? What if you're the problem? What if your mouth is too big, stupid? Just because you can fit a fucking baseball in that bitch. Okay? I'm sorry. Big ass mouth. Sorry you can fit your whole fist in that shit. That's not my problem. Oh, that could be the case though. Low key. That could be the case. Plot twist. When they don't apologize sincerely or they don't apologize for all situations they're at fault for. I had a guy drop some cookies I baked for him. Instead of apologizing, he said it was my fault because I gave him too much to carry. No, there's no way. There's no fucking way someone actually did this shit. There's no way, bro. Nah, you could carry the plate, but you hand it to him. He drops. He's like, you gave me too much affection and too much cookies. The fuck? If you lack that much accountability in like this small of a situation, I can't even fathom how much accountability you lack in bigger situations. Oh my God, it would be awful dating you. Like imagine, bro. Like imagine if this is a little thing. Realistically, like the girlfriend wasn't gonna get mad at the dude for dropping the cookies, and the dude shouldn't be mad at the girlfriend that he dropped the cookies. This is one of those like, oh shit, unfortunate happens. We clean it up and move on thing. But the fact that you're shifting blame over something so minor, ooh, that's gotta be one of the worst ones. That's gotta be one of the worst ones I've seen all fucking day. Some dude once asked me if girls really do fondle each other's breasts like they do in anime. Yo, that would be an ick for me too. That's just crazy, bro. Some people need to leave their house more, man. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no fucking way. That is insane. That is fucking insane. Imagine like, yo, no, nah. That is crazy. That is crazy. Lindor, thanks for the 2 months. That is crazy, bro. Couldn't make the submission, so it's okay, but if you don't get it, but my ache is when they try to flirt or land a place while I'm in my place of work. I feel that. I understand that. I feel like that's debatable, though. I'm not gonna lie. Lino, thanks for the 2 months. I think it depends on what job you have. And I think, like, regardless, like, people, you know, want to shoot their shot. But I do think, like, if you're just trying to do your job, it can be very irritating to constantly get hit on. So I feel like it's a bit of both. But since, like I said, we live in a society where fucking dudes are like cast as the people who actually have to hit on people all the time. I think like we have problems where it's like you're gonna get hit on more often if you're a girl in times that aren't appropriate because you're not the one that is expected to do the, you know, make the move. No? Oh. But I get that. But I would put it in debatable because I feel like some people don't care. Sir, this is a funeral home. Okay, well, that'd be crazy. But I'm just saying, like, if you're like I've seen fucking, like, I think what's more inappropriate is if someone working hits on a customer. I think that is way more inappropriate than the other way around. I think, like, let's say you're at a restaurant, the waiter's cute. Before you leave, you just ask them, hey, I think you're really cute. Would you be willing to get dinner with me? And they're like, no. Okay, fine. But I think if, like, the waiter that's waiting on your table is hitting on you, and keep in mind, they're the only person that's going to be waiting on you, I think that is fucked up and bad business. Right? I think that is way worse. So that I would understand and think is reasonable. But I think the other way around, where a customer hits on you on occasion, I don't think it's that bad, you know? Because like I said, you expect one group to always make the move. So then when they do it and you don't like it, it's like annoying. But I think you need to be more proactive about making moves yourself if you want this kind of experience of, I always feel like I'm the one being like, you know, hit on at wrong times. If you want that to change, then you need to start, everyone collectively needs to start asking people out, which is not going to happen because we're not at that place yet. I also do think it's weird if your colleagues kind of flirt with you too in like an inappropriate way. Okay, I find it interesting. There's like some statistic. Most people like romantically kind of do meet in the workplace or some work related environment, right? However, given business context, it can be so inappropriate to do so in so many circumstances, right? So it's like, but then there's that statistic and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's bad. Everyone kind of knows it's bad, but so many people do it. I'm kind of like, so like, do we like always shame when it happens? Do we not? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I feel like if you're actively doing your job, sure. Okay, that's weird. But I don't know, like, would you guys consider it wrong if one of your colleagues asked you out on a date that had like no power dynamic over you, right? Like y'all were like equals, okay? And then they left it at that. That you said no, they never engaged with that again. They said yes, and you guys go, like, do you think that's bad? Depends on what type of job. Like if there is like if they have no sense of seniority, you know, I don't know. My boyfriend and I met when we worked at fast food together. I think in like that kind of job, it's fine. I think the place where it gets very dicey is if you're working in like the upper business department of a big corporation. That is where shit like that is like, maybe you shouldn't. You know, there's more risk. There's more risk. There's more, you know, opportunity for abuse of power and sort of stuff. But I think in like more like low tier jobs, like fucking part-timers and shit, like I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fine. As long as he doesn't start to mess my workout up. Yeah. As a hospital worker, no. What, you don't think it's appropriate, or you do? I don't remember what I said. Yeah, I think if you're working in the hospital, like, yeah. Also, it depends on your fucking workplace's AHR policy. But yeah, I think it depends. Like I said, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, it's a very big gray area. But if you're working like as a doctor, a lawyer, like one of those jobs, no, stupid. Kissing on the first day, I mean, nothing against people who do that, but me personally, I could never. If they tried with me, I'd just be like, nope. Yeah, I feel like going for a kiss on your first date is like a bit weird. Guys, when I say hitting on people in your workplace, I mean hitting on your colleagues, not customers. I think hitting on customers in any job is normally not a good idea. Gonna be honest with you. Unless it's like some shitty part-time job you don't give a fuck about. But like most of the time, that's just not good. No. Yeah, I think not wanting to be kissed on the first date is reasonable. I think some people do it, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, depends. You know? The vibes. Depends if you want to go for the move. Me personally, first date, I just don't touch the person. Nope. I'm not doing it. I don't want to make them feel like they have some sense of commitment because it's the first date. And also, like, I don't want to, yeah, make anyone uncomfortable. It's the first date. Like, you know? Being obsessed with astrology signs, like, okay, you asparagus. True. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. Like I said, the only horoscope is your mom, okay? Like, there's no fucking way. I think people that are obsessed with astrology and use that to dictate the efficacy of their relationships or use it to like dictate the quality of the relationships or anything like that. I think you're bugging, okay? There is no scientific proof that has ever linked those two things. And I think if you're one of those people where you're like using that to weed people out or choose which friends you think would be better matches for you, I think you are crazy. I think you are crazy. Like, I don't think that is a good indication. I don't think the day you popped out of your mom's womb should be indicative of any of your personality traits. And if you do think it is, I think that is fucking insane. Personally. Like, there's no way, since I was born on the 2nd of a month and you were born on the 4th of one month, like, we are suddenly that different of people. You know? So I agree with you 100%. Yeah, okay. I don't give a fuck if I got a rising, you know, rising fucking sun, moon, stars, okay, a rising eclipse, you know, a sleepy moon, whatever the fuck, a wide awake sun. I don't give a fuck. Okay, the only thing that it changes how you behave is how you were raised and the people you spend time with. The day you popped out your mom's womb, I don't really know if that affects much. Guys think girls take astrology way more seriously than they do. No, there are some people that take that shit dead seriously. Like, there are. You know what I'm saying? That's such a kumquat thing to say. My fault, man. No, sorry. I'm actually an orange, though. I'm actually an orange. So, I don't like being misidentified as a kumquat. I'm just saying. Okay? Get it right if you're going to guess. Yeah, there are some people that actually are a little bit into astrology and they do take it as seriously as they think. I think it can be a fun little thing, but if you're using it, like I said, if it gets to a point where you're using it to dictate who you choose to interact with, then it's a problem, you know? When they don't listen to advice. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, if your advice is dog shit, they're not gonna listen to their advice. But I hate when someone asks for your advice time and time again for different scenarios and they never take it ever. Like, how you gonna ask me for advice over this situation, that situation, another situation, a situation 3 months ago, a situation a week from now, and never take it? Like, if my advice was that ass every time, don't fucking ask me. Why would you ask me for advice the last 15 times you've had a problem, but never fucking take it? Like, what the fuck are you asking for my opinion for then? If my advice is that bad, don't fucking ask me for advice. But clearly it's good, so why the fuck do you ask it and then not listen? What? If people would start doing that to me, I just stop giving them advice. I'm like, yo, I give you advice and you never listen to it. So I'll hear you out and I'll, like, you know, reaffirm your feelings, but I'm not gonna really contribute to the solution because you don't fucking ever want to listen. So I'll say reasonable, because if it's like a pattern, yeah, that's annoying. If it's like a one-time thing where they don't listen to your advice, okay, stupid. Sometimes your advice is ass. If it's if they're giving you you're giving unwarranted advice, then I feel like they don't have to listen to it either. But the people that ask for advice, they beg to talk to you, and then they do, and they don't listen to anything you say. I'm like, you just wasted my fucking time. You wasted my fucking time. And not only have you wasted my time this time, you've done this like the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times this has happened. So when is this gonna stop? So I'm done. I'll be like, yeah, that sucks. I feel so bad for you. That's awful to go through. And give you a pat on the back. And that's what we're gonna do from now. Because every time I give you real advice and try, you don't fucking care. So I'll give you that fake empathy shit that everyone else gives. And they got you stressing for them too. Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Okay. For the first 3 dates, I want to go to a pretty private, exclusive areas like movies at nighttime, especially during nighttime. For any dates, the rude people around us. Yeah, I think people like... I think people that don't want to go in like secluded places on the first date is like, it's a good idea for safety. So I feel like that's reasonable. And then the pretty private, exclusive areas, yeah. I get it. I think that's reasonable. Good safety tip. They don't know how skincare. Okay, well, if you're into dudes, listen, boy, do I have a wake-up call for you, my friend. Okay, a lot of them are clueless. So, you know, listen, you can use it as a way to flirt. Be like, hey, you should try this, hee hee. You know. It's like when girls act clueless about certain things so that the guys explain it to them as a way of flirting. You can like act like you're knowledgeable about skincare as a way of flirting, you know? I'm just saying. You can Uno reverse that shit. You know, reverse that shit. Yeah, I feel like this is reasonable if they fucking like, I don't know. I feel like some people are like, I feel like this is like, if they wash their face, I don't really care. But I'll put in debatable. Yeah. I think that's like oddly specific. And also like that's something that they can easily like learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm too lazy to share with them such knowledge. Well, then tough shit if they don't have it. Ick for me is when someone have long nails and have a bunch of dirt underneath them. Okay, yeah, that's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of gross. Like, if they have that one time, I wouldn't really look like judge them too much for it. But if it was like a constant thing, yeah, that's kind of that's reasonable. If it's constant, if they always look like they like, you know, just scraped through fucking shit and mud every time you see them, yeah. Like, I don't need your fucking nail dandruff, okay? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I don't need your nail dandruff, bro. All right, I think that's gonna be my last one, because I have so fucking many of these left, bro. I think I've gotten through like at least like 90 something of them, at least. I have a stream early tomorrow morning, so I want to, you know, wrap this up so I can get some sleep. But y'all, thank y'all for coming to my ick rating stream. Hopefully you didn't feel too judged, Lamau, but you know, that was the point. Judgment, judgment is fun. So thanks for coming to my ick rating stream. This is my Valentine's Day theme stream because I am no parasocial, stupid. You know, we think I was gonna do like a fucking, you know, anime boy goes on a date with you. No, who am I? You think that would be me? You think just because I'm graduating I would do some shit like that? You are moving mad, my friend. You're moving mad. You think I'm gonna do something like that, bruv? You are moving mad. So thank you for watching. Happy Valentine's Day for all my single people. The chocolate will be cheaper tomorrow, so you know, look forward to that. You're always judgy for a reason. I mean, word, I don't think I judge people that like aren't asked. You guys are asking to be judged. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a stream where I judge you, and you're like, okay. So if you were like, you're so judgmental, I was like, bruh, you literally fucking asked me to judge you, you know? So yeah, Alex, thanks for the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for hanging out as always. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, of course. Currency and ranking streams are always a riot. I know, bro. I like doing these. They're just hard to do super often. Thank you for the stream, Kyo. Take care, y'all. Thank you. Yo, what's your favorite pun or play on words for your name? Me personally, Kyo Balls went pretty hard. Bro, I low-key, listen, recently, it's Kyover was kind of a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, especially during the fucking Team Blue Ball sweep. You know, it's Kyover everyone was screaming that shit. I remember when I announced my graduation, like everyone in the hangout call that was watching was like, They were like, are you making It's Kyo over your graduation tag? And I was like, yes. They were like, oh my God, if you didn't do that, I would have been pissed. I was like, nah, I got you. I got you. I fucking got you. I got you, bro. Yeah, thank you, Tess, for the super chat. Thank you. Yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I can't believe I'm gonna wake up at fucking 6 a.m. to play fucking Valorant, bro. What the fuck is wrong with me, man? Valorant at 6 in the goddamn morning. Bruh. 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 Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Valorant at 6. Well, it's at 7, but I gotta wake up at 6. So it's like, you know. Anyways, I'll be playing Valorant with Maria, Shu, Petra, and Ren. So yeah. Stream distant. Let's try to get to 500K before I graduate. 454. How many views does it have now? My God, I'm curious. Distant. It's getting, oh, it's almost at 500K. It's just 20K more. Oh, okay, word. We'll be there. We'll get 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 there. Like, I saw some dude reacting to Distant, bro. It was so funny to me. Bro literally was like, yeah, I never watched any of this shit, but we're gonna react to this. And I was like, dog. It's like, dog. I was like, okay. I mean, you know, if you want to, you know, I mean, I have no issues with that, but I'm just like, bruh. I'm just like, bruh. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. I was watching this. I was like, bruh. The dude who Googled you? Yeah. I was like, bro, why you even react? I just thought it was funny. I was like, yo, you don't even watch me and you reacting to this? I was like, bruh, that is crazy. Anyway, stream distant. Let me put the link in the chat. Finana is working on getting it up on Spotify. I'm pretty sure. So. Here you go. That shit was low-key funny to me. I was like, it's like Doc was Googling me mid-reaction because he's like, who the fuck is this? I was like, I wonder how they fucking found out about the video if they didn't even know who the fuck I was. That's what made it so funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your fucking day. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at the ass crack of dawn. And as always, have yourself a damn good one.